Yeah. This right. Yeah. There we go. Just text it.
Shalom, shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites coming at you week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom. But first and foremost, we'd like to give all praise, glory, and honors to double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. So a lot's going on in the world. In a beautiful sense, from our perspective, because prophecy is being fulfilled. Nations are starting to hate the whore. The whore is starting to hate the whore. The Egyptian is starting to look at Egyptians sideways, you know. And of course, you know, the hidden TV, influence is being pushed out there in the world. And people just don't know how to take it. They see these things happening, but they can't correlate it to the end of their world, you know. Or, you know, like all this bad weather. Here it is, a week and a half in, and Babylon the Great has been snowed in, then they're half the country, you know, and more snow is coming. So, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said that he will visit the earth with storms and tempests, you know, and guess what's happening? Storms and tempests, you know, but yet and still, you know, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has his hands stretched out still. The prophets are still out there doing what they got to do, preaching and teaching the word, and also rebuking false prophets. You know, that say some old off the wall shit that's not even scriptural, because they weren't either one given that spirit, you know, to prophesy, you know, or they're in it strictly for lucre's sake, you know. So all of these things are happening, you know, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said that will happen. And hey, you know, we are definitely in some beautiful times, you know.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. You know, the one that you quoted. It says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, with earthquakes and great noise, with storms and tempests, and a flame of devouring fire." So again, all these, like you said, disasters happening at all time high. But now we're in the dead of winter, man. You know what I'm saying? I just seen a video about a homeless dude that's in New York City, and he died away. It's like he passed away, you know, from hypothermia. You know, I remember I made a video probably like like half a decade ago, man, about, you know what I'm saying, when it gets real bad. You know, like you said, at certain states, man, you know how the degree temperature really gets bad for certain states, man. Like you said, because now we see more homeless people on the rise more than ever, man. You know, prior years, man. You know what I'm saying? We're starting to see homeless people around that area that, you know, certain spots I've never seen before. But like you said, when that time comes, like you said, man, a lot of people are really gonna catch hell, man, from the hypothermia. You know what I'm saying? The homeless shelter is already full. You know what I'm saying? Just in case brothers didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, again, that's why scripture says what? Pray not that your flight not be in the winter. Because we know that the winter is the hardest times, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? People applying for jobs, you know what I'm saying, and still ain't getting no answer. You know what I'm saying? Even us, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Some of our brothers are having a hard time. But see, the thing is, though, we got Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We know that at the end of the day, scripture says what man's going off the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We just got to, you know what I mean? Fight our trials and tribulation. But we know at the end, the Lord's going to provide for us, man. You know? And, you know, whether it be, you know what I mean, whether it be for sufficient of the day. But yeah, man, like you said, we're going to some dire times. But who knows, you know what I'm saying, how long, you know what I'm saying, you know, this winter's going to be prolonged to, you know?
Yeah, you just had a mass shooting at a university there again. Mass, that guy came popping niggas and said like 20 people got popped. But it's like, people are now like, they know it's bullshit, but it's nothing you can do. You know? It's like you just have to accept the fact that your government is corrupt and still live in this society and try to live a decent life. That's why, look, man, if you all don't come to this, you ain't gonna have no comfort.
Yeah.
Like, you can't try to find comfort in the world, like, oh, I'm gonna try to escape, you know, Christmas, buying gifts. While I was delivering gifts today, I stopped and I meditated for a little bit. I was like, just can't really find comfort trying to find comfort in these fucking feast days. Like, this shit is over. It's gone. Like the mirth is out of this shit. Like, when we was little, Christmas, even though it was wicked, it still had that eventful feel to it. Like, it would be lights everywhere. Yeah, right. It would be lights everywhere. Or you would music playing. It would be festive. Cable TV would be playing. Famous Charlie Brown. It would be like an event. Fuck. And then it would be like it would be prolonged, dragged out. Like now it's just shit just happens. Like and then people they try to force that feeling back. I see it on Amazon. It defeats the purpose.
Exactly. Yeah.
You living with the people that you wanted to get like, oh, this mine. Then I see one clip, this guy casting a girlfriend. She's telling her what she wants from her. What's the point there? I thought Christmas was supposed to be like surprise gifts. Like, you don't know what you're getting, you gotta shake it. You don't know what's in it. It's falling.
Yeah, I guess they finally said encrypted.
And then once they do it, then they back to okay, we open them again.
That's how you know that what you wasn't really into it.
But you got some shoes. You got your watch. Come on, man, you ain't gonna find no comfort in that shit.
What's the scripture where it says, he should deceive himself and deceive himself?
Yeah, you ain't gonna find no comfort in that. The only thing that gives you comfort is gifts. Like we can go without receiving call them gifts. As long as we have the gifts of the spirit, we're content. You know what I'm saying? Of course we want, money. Money is a defense, but we don't need you to buy us, presents, put them under a tree. We want that shit go back to memorize. That shit is off. And that's part of the reason why it doesn't feel the same, because the Lord is done with this place. This place is falling right before these people's eyes. And they're still trying to keep that festive spirit. They don't feel the same.
Again, that's how they cling on to their devices, man. Because the only, like you said, is God left. Once you take away the devices, the people perish, man. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're starting to see what reality looks like. You know what I'm saying? Because again, this is why this is called the Virgin Died of Babylon. Because this place hasn't really touched any adversities, man. And like I said, man, I just seen a dude that I used to see at the convention. You know what I'm saying? He going through situations. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I need help thinking about committing suicide. And I said, let me read this shit real quick, man, because that shit crazy.
And then that's what, going to your point, this place never really having adversity. They'll tell us, go back to Africa. Maybe the places they tell us from, like for instance, the tribe of Benin, over there on the west coast of Africa, that's Judah, primarily Judah. They're in Port Judah, on the west coast of Africa. The majority of their population is made up of kids. They say they got 0.5 hospital beds in their hospital. They don't have no fucking hospital beds.
Yeah.
They don't have no economy. They don't have shit. But you want to see what Africa? Why the Africans coming over here?
God. Moab and Elam and the other nations are taking over Africa.
Yeah, ain't shit over there.
Yeah, it's been conquered already. You know what I'm saying? God, but this was the same. This is what it says. It says, I had a suicidal thought to myself last night because of the very tough situation. It's very unexpected. Trying to keep my head up. Oh, somebody that I knew. But basically,
It's a text message.
Yeah. Basically just basically just crying out. But again, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, people cry to social media. Because like you said, that's the last venue. Because what they want to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, again, they want to be recognized. You know what I'm saying? They want to have some type of confidence, like you said before. You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all about Shimi out shy. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta lash out on something. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just manning up. You know what I'm saying? Do what you're supposed to do by being a man, and having faith. That's why we say call y'all about Shimi out shy for the confidence.
So that's a social media post.
Yeah.
He had a suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, it's been going on. You know what I mean?
And how old is that individual?
Probably like in his 30s, grown ass man.
Crazy.
Goofy guy.
Your 30s supposed to be your peak.
Right.
That's supposed to be your peak years. That's supposed to be because you're starting to learn more. About where people in applying. So
facts.
You learn more about health. You learn more about life. You learn about how to deal with women better.
Yeah, but just looking at his demeanor, you could tell he don't have that masculine energy to him. That's why he acts like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we all go through situations, but you know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna cry on social media. Like you said, men are not heard, man. You know what I'm saying? The world don't care about men. The only thing they care about is the women and the children and the fucking animals.
Well, the scriptures say the aged man should be wise.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, in this world, it's totally opposite. You don't have to worry about your job.
Yeah, you can't allow strong men to have a voice.
Yeah.
Like wisdom's utter the voice on the streets,
No.
but wisdom don't utter its voice on TV.
No.
So CNN and Fox,
Yeah.
they're not gonna give wisdom
No.
because they can't allow the strong wise men to be seen.
Yeah, come.
Because that would defeat the purpose of them trying to deceive the people.
Yeah.
You can't deceive the people if wise men are telling people the truth
Yeah.
on TV. It's like if they had our elders on CNN. Just give them an hour.
Yeah.
An hour.
60 minutes. 60 minutes. 60
Hour
minutes.
special.
60 minutes.
It's 60 minutes. Yeah, 60 minutes special.
Yeah, I know, right?
Classic. That's classic.
They get like wise man.
And he was just sitting on the chair.
Yeah,
Like,
Apostle
I'm ready.
Football, Apostle let them just sit there.
And let him speak to. Let him speak.
Give them an hour. You can't have a discourse. It's an hour. And see what fucking happens.
Change the course of
It'd
everybody.
be like millions of views. You already know.
It don't even have to be about Israel. It can just be about the state of the earth. Edomites got to be taken down. I did a video 2 days ago. This is Gookie. He was saying how white people, World War What? White people, World War II.
Yeah, I see that.
This is white people. This is white people. White people. White people. And you look at the comments, and everybody's like, how can anybody do this? That's why I said, where all the white people in the comments? It's like, it's so, bro, it's so, when you sit down, I should think of, you like, Christianity. White people. Christianity killing people. White people. Forced religion. White people. Like, just going through it literally like, damn, when you sit think about it.
That's what he says. What he says, have returned to heaven, bro. Like you said, from the list like that so fast. Like so many more that we don't even know about.
No, you got it, bro.
Yeah,
Every problem on the earth literally stems from Edomites. Yeah. And they will have you believe, oh, no, it's everybody. No, everybody has this. No, what you've done is completely wicked. It's just like the slavery that we've had here. People that say, oh, everybody went through slavery. Being forced to work in labor camps and forced labor is different from chattel slavery and having your language and heritage taken from you. If you remove somebody's language and heritage and you force your religion upon them and you take away their culture, you totally remove their culture. They have no identity. That's why people come to black people. That has never happened to no other nation. That didn't happen to the groups. They wasn't forced to
say yellow.
And forced to speak English and all this shit.
Yeah, call them like yellow people. Come on, man. Yellow people.
Forced to celebrate Christmas. Don't you know we used to be the Christmas gifts? They show you their roots. The little Edomite kids, they doing the wise men. Jesus and the wise men being that. They got the nigga boys being the donkey. They ride them. You like Mary on the donkey. You used to be the fucking gifts. And now you the tradition it's been passed down. You're oppressed.
Yeah, kind of Jake is so ignorant and not realizing a lot of the music that they use to celebrate these so-called festive holidays were built or designed on your captivity. Deck the halls with House of Holly, Jingle Bells,
It's the iron, the jingle bells go to back to where the curse says you should put a rod of iron, a yoke of iron on your neck. They would have bells on it. And they put these long rods out of the cloth itself. So when you run, you'll get caught on shit in the woods. But also they can hear the bells jangling while you're running. We got a nigga running. I can hear him. I can hear them jingle bells. So it all goes back to your oppression and your slavery. All of it. But that nigga was sitting in a corner with a bucket for salvation on him. That's destroying people. Christmas ain't got shit to do with us. When you got off the boats, you wasn't celebrating Christmas. We got this. I got one. Yeah, this is 2 Timothy chapter 3, and I'm gonna read verse 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." Let me get that word perilous. Concordance real quick. And the word perilous goes into, it says, troublesome, dangerous, hard to bear. So the times that are coming and the times that we're pretty much in already is hard to bear times. All right. Now you have in certain places in the UK and moving to Canada, you have to have the digital ID. You have to have the digital ID to get insurance, to move around, to be a part of society, to shop in grocery stores, and that's gonna come to America. Imagine, and like the elder said this week, he said it's okay if they want your fingerprint, that's cool. They want your eye scan, that's cool. Because we can do that, bro. Don't be overweight. Yeah, right. You know, we can do all that. Like you come and say you gotta have the digital ID to school, you can take the digital ID, but you can't take that Kawama. Because the Kawama goes into the insert freaky. So we can, if he say okay, you gotta have a fingerprint digital ID on your phone or whatever to get around, we can take that. We can apply and keep moving. But when the time comes when he's forcing the Kawama on you, that's why you gotta know the words and you have to teach that. Go into that mark to identify what it is, or you're gonna be very confused because there's going to be other things that are forced prior to the actual Kawama. That's why a lot of people thought the C19 injection was the Kawama, which we knew it wasn't because there's prophecies that tie to the Kawama. You should not be able to buy or sell without that. You didn't need that to buy or sell. People were still able to buy and sell. People weren't being put to death because they weren't taking that. So that's how we knew it wasn't the Quran.
We lost their work.
But if you lost, like a lot of niggas were, you had niggas with do-rags and blunts, and they start walking peace and they gonna come talking about, no, it ain't nigga. You don't understand the prophecies.
Yeah, that's simple.
That's why it's instrumental. Our elders taught us going to those words. Because if you don't go into the words, you won't understand. But let me continue reading. Verse 2, it says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And you see all these things today at a very, very high level. Everybody's lovers of themselves and proud. You know, nobody gives a fuck about the state of the economy as such as the people. You know, everybody's out for their own.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, me, like strangers fucking asking, hey, what's for fucking money, man? You know what I'm saying? It's out of nowhere. That shit crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Get mad at you if you don't
Facts. It just says you gotta get your own. You know what I'm saying?
And the sad thing about it is it's like that all over the world. Last time I was, left the country. Yeah. She had that ancient mind look. She was different from the rest of the Colombians, but she had that ancient mind. Because I had to ask her why she was different from them. She was like, they're the indigenous ones. Damn, y'all doing this? They're the indigenous. So they was over here, before Cristobal Colon came. Right. But she had a child on her back, and she came and she left money. She tapped on her. You said that the rest of us. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Well, I gave her some peso, some peso. She was mad at the amount. She was mad at them. So that just shows you, people are so in a state of, and here there's an area where, you know how we have Skid Row, we got homeless people. Right. Instead of them in the streets, they literally live along the water. Like people over there were telling me, we're gonna show you where all the homeless people are. And it's a long river going throughout Medellin. And it's just, you look on the edge of the riverbank, they just got their own little houses that built along it. They just live by the water. Wow. So you have to live out the water source, but they're all, and I'm talking about all the way down there. And those are our people, that's more than them. So it is perilous times. It is perilous times. You go to the wrong area in those places, you will be fucked up.
Yeah, that's another thing. They're used to poverty on that level. They ain't used to poverty on that level here. Just wait till they lose their homes and their vehicles and their possessions that they worked so hard for. Their so-called savings plans and their scheduled vacations that they have a year out planning for. Just wait till they lose all. They don't know how to act. especially they use the internet, television, a form of information to tell them something.
Yeah, like you said, people over 30 minutes and then without having internet. You know what I'm saying? They've seen that before. You know what I'm saying? Like 15 minutes. Yeah, it's on the Facebook Meta. You know, that shit, damn.
And it's even worse now because it's so. It has gotten worse.
Yeah, like you said, you gotta go attention.
It has gotten worse. You know, after the C19 event, everybody becomes so attached to these devices. You remember when they were threatening to shut TikTok down? They actually shut down for a day.
Yeah,
And niggas bitches was putting up videos of
I remember that.
I'm talking about bursting.
Yeah.
You got niggas crying too.
Yeah. Last day on TikTok.
Yeah, FOMO is crying.
You would have thought the loops was coming back. I worked so hard for them.
No.
You don't understand the work I put into this platform. Fuck the platform. That's why you have to be very careful with your feed your brain because it ties to these things, man. You know, yes, we are attached to it. You know, we'll find ourselves if you lose it, you looking forward to that. But you gotta make sure you ain't like that because you ain't supposed to be like that. As humans, we're not supposed to have our head in devices. Like, all of the sicknesses, ailments you have in your body comes from having the neck bent.
Yeah, that's
your
true.
eyes staring into blue light.
Radiation.
A lot of the sicknesses, a lot of the cancers, a lot of the pain in your limbs is coming from that. We're not designed to be doing that shit. But that's perilous times too.
Yeah, like you said, that's integrated with
The average person can't move around without a compass or a map.
And let alone, like you said, you can't even get jobs sometimes. Some phone you gotta have, but you gotta use your phone.
It's like you're forced to do it to survive.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, having that paper application, that's that's been gone.
GPS you can call and know. You can go anywhere in the world and know exactly where everything's at just inside that device.
That's
So
crazy. In the world.
Restaurant. It's gonna tell you the best restaurants.
Google Maps. I know that shit crazy.
It's gonna tell you whatever mall you're looking for. It's gonna tell you the safe areas, the bad areas. It's gonna tell you where cops are.
Yeah.
They got apps that tell you where cops are and danger. Literally in that device. In the engine, you gotta move around.
Yeah,
cautious.
Landmarks, landscape.
Ask them. You gotta ask people. You might ask the wrong person.
Yeah.
And that's how people gotta get see. When you get back to that, people are gonna be fucked, man.
Yeah, they should have like The Walking Dead, man. You know what I'm saying?
Even when you leave the country, you don't want to be asking people where's this man because they automatically know you're a tourist. You make sure you plan everything before you leave on their device. Okay, this is where I'm staying. These are surrounding places I can go. My taxi set up, my food app, my taxi app, everything, so I don't have to ask anything. As soon as they see I don't know the link, that's okay. You know, I had a nigga get me my first time that he told me. A nigga, it's a strip club. Nigga dropped me off, told me the price. You know, I don't know. You get the peso or whatever. I said, well, okay, cool. What is it, like 20,000 pesos, whatever? I go to the grill, I'm checking, see. What? You charge me $60 for a fucking, basically $60 for like a 10-minute ride.
Yeah.
For something that would be like, here it'd be like $15,
Yeah.
but they'll get you like that because you don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So you become dependent upon these things.
Facts.
You have to do it to survive.
Facts.
You know, but we're not supposed to be like that. That's why the Lord is going to bring everything back. You know, everything that's going to turn upside down should turn right side up. The Lord is going to put everything back to the earth. You're going to have to learn how to maneuver on the earth.
Yeah. See, that's the reason I love to teach you. Know we catching hell, but at the same time, though, that's why we somewhat struggling from paycheck because I think it on the other side too. Because, like you said, it helps us move away from the world a little bit and rely more on y'all by shooting our shot. You know what I'm saying? So it is a benefit to that side. But you know, like at the end of the day, we still have bills to do. But I'm just saying because, like you said, at some point, we really gotta
detach. Yeah.
You know, see, when our fans and family call them, hey, wait, gotta detach from them.
Yeah, detach.
But you.
Because it's going to be linked to the Quran. Everything is, they want you, they want the cloud, they want you on the cloud.
Facts.
When you watch that show on Amazon, Upload, about them when you die and uploading your subconscious, so you'll be able to live, your subconscious is still living. So you think you're alive, if you're talking with other people, you can upload it, but don't know you're dead and free. the world. That's what they want to do to the world. They want you on the cloud system. Like, all your memories and photos that you put on the cloud, they want you to have you, your whole being uploaded.
Yeah, right. They showed you that in Captain America.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier, I think. The one where they went in the basement and the computer was talking. It was that scientist. Those might know what I'm talking about, but
Oh yeah, I remember some more vaguely. Yeah, I remember.
it actually uploaded the consciousness of the scientist who was a part of the red whatever ring.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that goes right in line with what you're saying. You upload your consciousness with images and pictures and shit like that. He didn't know he was dead. He just knew that he was. You know?
So we're gonna have to physically detach because at some point now, like I said, prior to that, yeah, we can take the digital ID. We can take anything that isn't inserted within us. When this man trying to penetrate your temple, go into that box, you can't do it. You literally just signed, sealed, and delivered a ticket to the lake of fire. There is no we pick from that.
No.
People say, "Oh, I can just cut it out."
No.
You don't know how that works.
You don't know.
That shit might be tied to your fucking veins.
It is. It does that. Like they said. So, like, I'm pretty sure brothers had little spikes and nails. Springs, you split all that.
Shit,
It's
even
like
the
anybody
energy
shoots.
goes off to your fucking
Yeah.
body. I had a splinter that stayed with me for years, over a decade.
Yeah.
But with the C19, going back to the C19 thing, because that was a pre-trial, they said that they showed a news clip and they were saying how the military was preparing shit, but it wasn't like the RFID shit. It was like the green squiggly line shit. Right. Like, what the fuck? And I guess you put it in, and it's kind of ties to the flesh. So you don't even know how that thing's going to operate. You're talking about cutting it off. You know, if you try to cut it, you might die.
Yeah.
Right.
You, like you said, it goes. Like you said, to right here in your forehead.
Like connect to your veins.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You're gonna become. Well, I think the Kabbalah must be way different. Than
Oh,
what
yeah,
people
yeah,
expect.
Oh,
This shit might be some shit that fucking your whole fucking body.
Because don't forget, like you said, he said that's little prototype every now and then. And like you said, he gonna perfect it to the way he wanted to perfect it. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says what? Technology shall increase.
Yeah, the picture we got on the back of the sign,
Yeah.
the sign, that was in the fucking 80s, bro. You think the chip look like that now? We got micro technology. Technology just gets more and more smaller.
Yeah.
Nano. So you don't know what the fuck
You
is
should
wrong
get with
with
the
you.
juice. You know what I'm saying? Call them nanobots inside the juice.
Think about how obvious it would be if he came out with that.
Right.
That would be so blatant. If he's okay, this is the. Oh, I ain't taking it. It's gonna be something. I'm telling you, it's gonna be something that ain't gonna look like what people are expecting. It's gonna look like.
You might look more demonic. You know what I'm saying? Shit would be real looks like.
Just don't put that shit in your fucking body. It might be some liquid type of substance, man.
Right.
That turn into nanoparticles when they get inside you. Yeah. Become the shit.
Yeah, you see what the people get that's the juice, you know what I'm saying? You get like 5 or 10 doses. I mean, it's starting to bug out.
Yeah, right. And now you're starting to hear more shit about AIDS and shit, HIV, all these other diseases. So you don't know what the fuck he gave.
Yeah.
You know, he might have gave certain people with the mRNA.
Yeah, it was showing. I think his blood was distorted. They took it.
Yeah.
Showing normal blood from the blood.
Yeah, I seen. I said, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. It looked weird. It was. You could tell it was. It's fucked with.
Yeah. That's how you know. Oh yeah, too. Like you said, like I said in the past, you know what I'm saying, when they had the race change, you know what I'm saying, it was saying how, you know what I'm saying, how he had a virus, so to speak. And then, again, when it comes to Eastern technology, it's not perfect. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have defaults with it.
Can a brother get that revelation? He had to take the walk, never see the previous song, and then get that word sword.
Yeah,
Look up that word sword.
yeah, so we know that, like I said, everything that Esau creates, you know what I'm saying, it always has an error or default to it, man. You know, so like in the past, like you said, like Edomite, like you said, you got to, you know what I'm saying, he had a little potato chip, whatever, and then kind of found out he had a virus in it, man. You know, somebody hacked his stuff. And I think I seen the video, another article posted, I forgot, somebody hacked his little, somebody hacked his chip. You know, I forgot what the poster was, but yeah, I think that brother posted, yeah, somebody hacked his little chip, man. You know, especially nowadays. So who knows how that chip might be even secure or not. And like you said, all your information is gonna be on that little private thing. And like you said, when it comes to Esau, you know what I'm saying? It probably don't take them that long. You know what I'm saying? Because don't forget, he's the wicked. So, of course, like you said, if Bill Gates created so-called created the internet, he can also create the virus, which he did. He even said it himself. Why would you create a virus? Like you said, it's the son of the wicked. Like you said, we didn't even need, like you said, that's what I'm saying. Viruses, lags, you know what I'm saying? Latency and all that.
When your shit get old,
Yeah,
it starts fucking up.
yeah. So who knows? You
You
got to take
create
more and
such a
more.
virus after a certain
Yeah,
time.
more chips. Because of what? It got to get updated somehow,
Yeah.
right? It got to get updated eventually, right?
You're like BBLs. You gotta get it updated.
Yeah. So who knows how you gonna do that? I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? If quote unquote your how about you when I'm sharp for long,
That's right. So that's what brother got.
that's what you do that classes.
So like BBL.
You got to go to
This is Revelations. Go to verse 2, start at verse 1.
I think so.
This is Revelation chapter 16, starting at verse 1. It says, "And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a newsome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image."
Yeah, so that valve is poured out. People are gonna start malfunctioning.
That's it.
And can ability that
Like you
was
said,
so.
like they start having seizures. You know, what's that? Yeah, you know, Jake. Yeah, what's wrong with you, dog? That's how be funny, but you know what I'm saying? Like you said, yeah, again, because like you said, complete chip malfunction, you know. You know, all that. It's attacking you for no reason. Like, like you said, you know what I'm saying? You know, your brothers in the past, you know, you know, they say, you know, everybody's movies like that, how the shit can control your thoughts, your emotions, and all that. Brothers like that.
This is the word sore in the etymon. It goes into a painful, grievous, itching, sad, wounding, suffering, sickness, painful, pain, sorrow, travail,
So you're gonna be in pain. You're gonna
a sickness.
have some type of sickness. Can brother get in the blood?
It must be like a grievous soul for the Lord to say that, too. It must be real painful when you can't do nothing about it. It was long come on the Lord gonna put you in that sword to the roots come.
Because you know it's probably tied to your nervous system.
Yeah.
All that nerves.
Yeah.
It's just like your teeth are connected to your brain,
Yeah,
your heart, your lungs. All that is connected. So you lose one and this one, all that shit, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it throughout your body.
Yeah.
So you gotta counteract that until you get the right shit. That's why you put something that attached to your fucking arteries and nerves and shit. Nerve pain is the worst pain. That's how the Lord gets us. Hit them with the nerves.
This is
Inflammation, swelling, which is nothing but a flush of blood to one area. With it, like you sprain your ankle, and there's blood flushing to that one area, throbbing pain. Toothache, throbbing pain, that's blood flushing to the nerves. With the nerves, that's it.
Yeah. It's crazy, man, how the Lord gave us 1,000 type of nerves for each system to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? You know how this when you get an anatomy picture of the human body? That's a lot of nerves that the Lord put in, man.
The amount of nerves that's in your
Yeah,
extremities.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Your fingers and your toes can dictate your body temperature.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, the human
it's
body.
right in the Matrix too.
Yeah, the human body is more complex than any other creation model, any computer model. The body, even today, they don't understand a lot of the work of the body. It's just too much going on. DNA alone, they can't even explain.
Yeah, like you said, so much, like you said, every bone has a name that we probably can't even say or pronounce or explain.
The matter with the DNA,
Yeah,
they trying to break the code and all that. That's just too much.
right.
it's too much.
The Lord is different.
It's different.
Different blood types, all that, and you can't explain it. Why do people have different blood types?
Yeah,
Why am I able to survive with a different blood type?
Facts.
Break that down to me.
Oh,
We all the
say it's
same?
very-
You know?
Yeah, you can break that down.
Can't break that down.
This is sword and the So like it's a
Right
sword in the blue letter. It says a wound producing a discharge pus and ulcer.
Yeah. So they're also.
Pussy. Pussy.
Stinking.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
And like you say, you try to touch it. It's painful.
So my brother get the mark. We don't know.
You can smell
Ah,
it.
he'll be stinky.
It's funny.
Ah,
It's
man.
funny.
You see a big blister on his forehead.
Yeah, it's like a virus.
Ain't no way to hide it.
It's eating flesh. You know?
We gotta treat that.
Yeah.
Treat that.
You
Just
can't
like,
treat it.
You can't.
You
can't.
can't.
I was about to say, that part, yeah, you got the angel. When the angel pulled him out,
Yeah.
there ain't no treatment. The angel pulled him out.
Yeah.
They
Sounds
took him.
beautiful.
He was literally gonna be an angel in the spiritual realm. You know? And yeah, people are gonna feel it.
Yeah.
That's why we say the spiritual realm is way really in the physical. You know, them angels on the four corners of the earth, that's actually gonna happen. Going out on the winds of the heavens. In the spiritual realm. Them giant angels gonna fucking that shit gonna go haywire.
Yeah. You know, Jake, you throw that shit out.
Yeah.
just like you know, like syphilis. You know, before they came out with penicillin, that was penicillin was made in like early 1900s or so. If you died from syphilis, before then, indulging in too much, indulging in your lust and all of that, dealing with other men's wives, you died with syphilis. You died with something that your flesh, parts of your flesh will fall off, and you were literally septic. You know what I mean? So people seen it in your your skin. Every time you would cut yourself, it wouldn't heal and everything. You actually smelt the pus and seen the infection before a person died. And that's the same as who the world calls what pretty much Caesar Bush is. That's what he had before he was took out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It also talks about the plagues of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? You know, plagues that are not written there, all that stuff, man. You know what I'm talking about today. You know what I'm saying?
They don't tell how that shit gonna go.
I still remember, some of the homeless, they had that, that fentanyl that they use to shit to kill the dogs. The Edomites were taking whatever, and like you said, basically you can see their flesh, bones, and their fleshly skin decaying. Yeah, that shit was crazy, man.
They should just stop killing.
Yeah, like real zombies, and that shit hurt. They said, you know what I'm saying, and they had no treatment. They were just actually walking out in the streets. And it was smelling so bad, like you said, that puss. So bad, man. Yeah, man, he was a walking zombie. I say, God.
The world is in for some shit though. They don't realize how bad it's gonna get. You see these videos, how to escape this, whether I'm Baghdad. Are you gonna prep in? Are you gonna prep out? You see all this shit. And that's what they believe.
Yeah,
That's their plan A. That's their plan only.
The purpose is,
Yeah.
and I give it to them because at least they are watching and know that this shit is fucked up and you finna fall. So they doing what the only thing you can do in the carnal realm, right? Buy as much food as possible. Buy as much armor and artillery as possible.
Yeah.
If you got a house that's paid off, build it into a sanctuary. Like I've seen guys, they go so much shit in their fucking crib to where they don't even need power. It's circulating off natural energy. Everything in there circulating off natural energy. They build their own little sanctuaries, protect it, ground it, and they've already mapped it out. I have a storage. I can survive years. There was watch these niggas on YouTube. They'll take it. There was radiation. I wouldn't have to come up. We have an underground built there. Fucking ready. So they doing, what they call it. You can't blame them for that because they won't get
They
won't get people to understand.
Yeah, but but Jake is leaning on that shit. Instead of leaning upon Yahushua.
Instead of being destruction. We see that in a lot of these doomsday movies with a lot of people that do have these criminal still get invaded. Something still happens. They make one slip up.
Facts.
When your little kid runs up and tries to do something and fucks it up, brings attention to the whereabouts. Like the Lord is in control of all of this. You may think you got shit on plan, but the Lord gonna have that shit be your destruction.
Yeah. This is James chapter 4, verse 13. It says, "Go now that ye say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue a year to buy and sell and gain. Whereas, no, not what shall be on tomorrow, the tomorrow. But what is your life?" That's right. Again, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, we can plan out. Yeah, I got this ready. I got my guns. And, yeah, I got my kids. We gonna be ready soon. But I say, you don't know when it's gonna come.
I got my group.
Yeah.
We're gonna get together and we're gonna
Who
go.
knows if y'all gonna be in agreement during the time of children?
You don't know how it's gonna happen. Like I watch a lot of these homesteaders, and they still have to go to certain fresh markets and get certain things.
Yeah.
Whether that be seeds, whether that be soil, or things for their cattle. They still have to go into town for certain things. Imagine your husband went to town and then shit happens.
Right.
And now the wife is left with the kids on the land. A lot of that shit's gonna happen. You know, rice paddock.
And like I said, without the man, the woman don't know what she's gonna do anyway.
So that
Like,
whole
she-
sanctuary that was
she-
built, the whole plan that you had in place,
Uh-huh.
it ain't gonna work because the plan needs the father. He went to town and shit.
Yeah, he's the head of the household. Yeah.
He's stuck in traffic because it's a jam.
Right.
You gotta visualize
That's
all
how
this
it's
shit.
always been.
He's trying to get back because everybody trying to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's stuck. He ain't going nowhere. He got the crazy.
Yeah, facts. Hey. Yeah, not for real.
Like remember when what's the show that came up with? They made it was a game, but they made it to a show.
I mean, Last of Us.
The last of us. The first episode, they trying to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
They got their kids. He got his kids. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. They go this way. Interstate back up. They try to cut through this. Everybody's running. Bomb rushing a car. Shit falling out the sky. You got planes falling out the sky to crash. You just plan for that?
Yeah.
They hop off in the military there.
Yeah, no, the military. He
His
does.
daughter ends up getting shot
Yeah.
mistakenly because they're trying to ward off. He playing for that? No. So it's like you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Yeah.
How it's gonna happen.
It's essentially what? For what is your life?
I think you put that precept down. The sudden destruction shall come upon them as travail, as women with
No,
child.
we need that. We need
Let
that.
me get that out here.
I got it.
Hold on. Let me finish it off. And it says, "Whereas you know not what shall be tomorrow, but what is your life? It is even a vapor that appear for a little time and then vanish away." So that's twofold. Also, it tells you about the truth as well. For that it says, "For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that." You know, and it says, "But ye rejoice in your boastings." Yeah, yes, pretty much it. Yeah. So at the end of the day, like you say, you don't own your body, you don't own the spirit, because all that goes up to the Heavenly Father. He controls your time. You know what I'm saying? He controls, like you said, to this is what man's going off the law. I show man knows on what.
It's like
You know
you
what I'm
plan a trip. Don't put too much thought into it. Just say, okay, if the Lord put me to make it to this day, that's what I'm doing this day. But don't be putting too much of your mind and soul into it because you don't know what the fuck will happen.
Yeah, and
Just
just like this.
can fucking happen.
Yeah, I remember actually, I thought it was gonna be something good there, but you know, it turned out the way it was. I said, "Damn, man." You know what I'm saying? Like you said, man, you can have all the money you want, and then you just, for example, just like what happened with the coach, man. You know what I'm saying? You said you mad they hear the $13 million deal. Yeah, and the next thing you know, she told, and I don't know how he happened. The next thing you know, he in jail locked up.
You know he had plans.
Yeah, you know, big plan.
He lost it right there too, just like that over Edomite.
That's some shit make you kill yourself.
Yeah,
I think that's what he tried to do.
Yeah, he tried to do that. Yeah, he caught his ass first. He said, "Look, you can't leave the state. You got this wristband such and such. Are you okay with that?" Yeah. But like you said, he lost it all and it so quickly. Like you said, I like you made anybody fuck up.
You know, he had his escorts in Russia, escorts in fucking Philippines. He had a house over there.
Yeah, wife and kids and all that.
He had so much shit. He in the room with a white boy.
That's what I'm gonna do this
All
year.
that shit came crashing.
Next year.
See, that's why the scriptures say, take no thought for that life. Take no thought.
You know,
That's crazy. But $13 million just lost like that.
That's that'll make it harder.
And on top of that, he's being humiliated on top of that. In front of the whole world. He's a love that shit too. He wanted that
He gonna
too.
wake up in his cell one day. T-shirt. He gonna find out.
No, bro, that is just,
Yeah.
it's like wrong, man. Like about that.
God, this Ecclesiasticus 11 and 18. It says, "There is he that waxeth rich by his weariness and pinching." It says, "And this is a portion of his reward. Whereas he saith, I have found rest, and I will now eat continually of my goods."
Yeah, like we can stock up on beans, lentils, quinoa, grains that will last, oats, water. Of course, you gotta have water. Yeah. We can do that now, but we know that ain't gonna save us. Right. Because we don't know what the fuck we gonna be. That might sustain us for a couple of days, and then we might have to move.
Like you
We
said,
might have to leave all that shit.
like you said, some days, man, shoot, man, we might be able to eat for a day or two. You know what I'm saying? And then we know that we're not gonna get anything convenient that we get right now. Like you said, man, hey, some brothers may like, for example, they may not like pineapple, but they, you're hungry, you're gonna do some chicken. Yeah, yeah, right.
Because the places that we live in, we don't own them.
Yeah.
And we don't own the land. So where are you storing it? You're storing it in a place that you don't own. So it's only so much you can have any goddamn way. Like you said, you don't know what's going to happen in that area. The military may come in and forcing people out their homes. They do that. When dire times come, look at history. When dire times come, they literally have the military forcing people to certain areas. Whether that be homes, whether that be certain camps, they literally force you out of your fucking home. So people are thinking they're gonna be able to
Stay in the house all day.
that shit ain't going down like they're gonna have to go patrolling these areas, all type of shit, going throughout these neighborhoods, just like they had the city of Norfolk workers. They'll go through your neighborhood, see if you cutting your grass, see if you maintain your house, and they'll write you a notice, you should cut your grass on this day, or you're gonna get fined. The community drives through the neighborhood, checking the houses. Yeah, that's easy for them. They do censuses of people, how many people in the house, So you can stalk up, but where are you stalking at a place you don't control? So the people that have the best chance of going somewhere, I'm looking at are people that's completely off. Like literally completely off. Don't depend on nothing. They have the best chance. And you're gonna have people that do survive off that. They just die by the news. You're gonna have people that live off people. Don't take the cool off, bro. But they go die by the fucking news. Over here.
Going back, Marie, one more time. It says, "Whereas he saith, I have found rest, and now I will eat continually of my goods." It says, "And yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him, and that he must leave those things to others and die." Just going into the verse 4. There's no. I did a lesson this week going into the preparations of Joseph, but we briefly went into it last camp. But just how his spirit revealed unto him in Pharaoh's dream that he would have those 7 years of famine, but then 7 years of plentifulness, and then it'll be 7 years of famine. So we stored up accordingly. And us having this knowledge, of course, like you said, you can store up and do certain things, but hey, it's the spirit that's gonna lead you in those days. As the scriptures say, man, this wisdom and this knowledge is gonna be stability. You know what I mean?
Now, mind you, too, like you said, the Lord gave him that. You know what I'm saying? That prophecy for him to do that.
Yep.
Not as his own thought. The Lord gave him that.
Lord may see you in vision and tell you where you at.
Facts.
Leave all that shit,
Leave it behind.
Stop and get the fuck on.
Yep.
No, really, like the Lord can really see you a vivid vision in that time. He might see you an angel.
Yeah, fact.
And you gonna know what it is. So the Lord will tell you to leave everything. Don't grab it. Leave.
I got bread. I can take it.
Leave it. And you gotta go. You gonna disobey the Lord. Because the Lord will punish you. We got examples in the scriptures where he'll tell you to leave certain shit. People will keep it. And he will put their ass to death for it. It's not obeying. So that may happen too.
Yeah.
You may get a video. I gotta leave it. Just get up and go.
Lot was an example of that.
Lot was an example of that. Getting up and having to go. Abraham was an example of that. Jacob was an example of that. Just getting up and having to go. Other disciples. A lot of them really had to leave their families.
Yeah.
They literally left their families to become followers of the Lord. You know, they didn't go back and say, well, let me make sure my son's good.
Right.
Good. Yo, brother, I got him say bye to my wife. Yo. you go say bye to your wife, and now they ain't left. The cycle with the Lord is left. You went back, you go say bye to your family. That's how the Lord deals with it. Don't fuck around with that shit. It's him first. It's him first. You don't put them before him. When he calls, you go. That's how he operates.
My sheep hear my voice.
Yeah, it ain't no, but wait, let me go check on
Bye,
that.
bye,
Oh,
bye.
let's go check on that. I'm on. It's just like how a woman, you tell a woman, come on, we going. Like, I be doing that with you. Like, if you had dinner with you, we out. Wait a minute. I said, we go. Yeah, we go. We go. If she don't get up and go when you say we out, that bitch don't respect you, man. And you can't do nothing with a chick like that. A chick that don't respect you can't do nothing with a woman that don't respect you. She can say she love you, but she don't respect you. That shit don't mean nothing. It shouldn't do anything. People say they love you and trample all over you. You know, they gotta follow your voice. We doing this. Nah, but I want to do that. I just told you. What the fuck even been around? You ain't gonna fucking cordial. So the Lord looks at that relationship like a woman with a husband. All right, we out on the road. Bro, wait a minute, I gotta. Just told you. No. Matter of fact, stay there. I'm out. No. I just told you stay there. Now you leaving. That's how the Lord operates. And we have to make sure when the Lord calls us that we just go. You know. What you want, people?
The book of First Thessalonians chapter 5, I start at verse 1 and read down. But of the time and seasons, brethren, we have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai so cometh as a thief in the night.
That's not just talking about the news. That's talking about we're in the day of the Lord now. Really, in that third day. You know, a lot of these prophecies are happening. You know, because we're in the latter days of the latter days. So you see events like mass shootings happen out of the blue. You see events like planes falling out of the sky out of the blue. That shit happened like a nigga get on a plane and his plane fall out of the sky. That was a thief in the night. The destruction comes like this, man. You know, we're not in a time of peace. We're in a time of evil and death because the penalty of the wages of sin is death. So because transgression is so rampant, you see death at all time high on the face of the planet Earth. Because homosexuality is running rampant. Bestiality, idolatry, eating abominable foods, adultery. All of these things are running rampant, so death is running rampant. Because the wages of sin are death. But people don't understand that. Why you allow somebody to sin that? Don't you say let little Ray be gay? He ain't bothering nobody. Well, let him be gay. You can see more death within the land, because that's how the Lord designed this earth. You know?
Verse 3. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that's going to how, your destruction will come suddenly, So even if you have a plan, it ain't going to mean shit that day, Like what the brothers were bringing out. You can be in motherfucking Virginia Beach and never make it back to Norfolk. It could be just that dramatic.
Yeah, like a woman in travail. A lot of time women, I mean, when my aunt was giving birth, I was real young and she was losing her fucking mind. She actually got a tooth after that. But they always got to hold something tight. They got to hold on to something. You can use that analogy. These people in the world, they're going to try to hold on to something to help them with the pain. Whether that be a loved one, whether that be their money, or to help them get through, drugs, alcohol, whatever. They're going to try to hold on to that because that's what helps them get through the pain. But if you're not holding on to the Lord, you're going to suffer and die. It's just a matter of time. Like you use the analogy, lean on. Thy rod and thy staff comforts you. Thanks. You use the staff, all right, to lean on. All right, you gotta lean on these scriptures. You gotta lean on the word. And that's the only thing that's gonna bring you comfort. Nothing else in this world is gonna bring you comfort. You can drink the best wine you can buy, and that's gonna get you, drunk. Then when you wake up next day, you back to reality. Back to reality.
Yeah.
You get drunk, you don't even remember what you said tonight. You probably privileged. Probably made an ass of yourself. You know, you don't want to find all your comfort just in that. You know.
It's time for me to get my miseries.
You know, that's what Jake does. Jake will go to the ABC store and take miseries away. The scriptures tell you, give strong drink to them, man, you know, and wine to them, which you're supposed to do that. Even Noah was drunk after the flood. He went through a traumatic event.
Yeah.
Everybody on the fucking earth. he got drunk and just laid out on the you know? Yeah, he was out. That's you can understand that, but he didn't do that every day of his fucking life. He went through a traumatic event and had to. I was so glad I can cope with this, man. You know that will fuck you up. You hear screams and people drown babies. You in the ark. No. You knew this nigga. You knew this nigga for years. And the Lord closed the door on the ark. So Noah couldn't have no say. He couldn't even open. You know, the Lord, the scripture said the Lord said.
Preferably too. Preferably close too. Right.
Cousins, your cousins. He had family members out there.
And he loved to. Like you said, no one let
Distant
people in.
relatives.
That's how you know no one let people in.
Co-workers that you might have, people that probably lit you stuff, helping hand, you know, did business with.
That's why Noah had to drink. Yeah, facts.
You see a bomb with people getting trampled down, trying to make it to the ark.
That must have been a loud noise, some screaming. Just imagine this.
People getting stepped on.
I really can't imagine this. I don't blame Noah for drinking. Because like that could charge trauma, PST, all this. That's why Noah had to drink.
Sitting there all and you just sit in the ark and you just
With the animals. Yeah, right.
And you know that you're in the deep depths of the ocean because the whole water's rushing under
All the waves
from the heavens.
and the waves and everything.
That's why mountains went under the water. He was living in depth, you know. He came back up and said, Lord, let everything back up.
The only thing, yes, the one was left. No one, the wife, the wife, that's it. The only people. I said, man, that'll break you up, man.
They wives, yeah. And that's the times that we're in.
Yeah.
We come into times where you're going to see people that you meet, people that you're cool with, relatives, and you're going to, that thought going to hit you. Imagine what all that. First thing that's what you're going to think about. Of course, the brothers, but the brothers is comfortable. Brothers, you're going to check on the brothers still, but the brothers got the Lord. But your family, that shit gonna fuck you up. I know it's gonna fuck you up. Because that's still your family.
Yeah. You're gonna pray for your family.
You know when that shit hit, you know they're going through some shit.
Yeah.
You know they're going through some shit because of their ignorance. And their willful ignorance. You know it. And it's like you gonna have to deal with that. That's part of your journey. You can't crumble because of that.
It's a lot of business. That's my mama. She eat them. I gotta stay.
They say it's gonna happen.
That's my mama.
Yeah, like you said,
Yeah, that's why a lot of these guys are weird. A lot of these guys, I'm seeing some of these guys. Like it's just like J. Cole and Drake. They have identity issues, identity crisis because they grow up around Edomites, and they have that accepted. So you see Hassan. So I think his mom changing the doctrine. Edomites can make what would it say?
Just say
Al-Azhar. Changing the doctrine. Al-Azhar. Changing the doctrine. Edomite.
that's what the Lord told us not to enter. That's what the Lord told us not to marry interracial.
You got one. A nigga with a Edomite mom. If he's sincere, you got to pray for that. Edomite mom.
Yeah. And then you can do it.
And they'll come in and say, my mom. And they do that, come up and say, I'm putting my mom to sleep.
Yeah.
You already got the going. Yes,
Yeah,
your mom
yeah.
was eating my. Come on, bro. Be realistic about this shit. That's your. She
That's
nursed
your
you.
mother, yeah.
You was on her breast. And you could. You trying to be too much.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the hat, like you said. It look like, okay, watch.
Yeah,
Watch
yeah,
it.
fact.
That's why you gotta watch
Right.
niggas like that. They had
Nah,
issues.
facts, facts.
Cause ain't no way in hell you got my mama slave.
Right.
Be realistic.
Oh, that's what Nasetta said. Remember? Remember? He was on the phone with say about his mom. So you'll be with your mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can tell you
A
what
real,
Yeah.
a sincere man would be like, it's something I gotta deal with.
Yeah,
It's something I gotta deal with the Lord. I know her nation is going into slavery.
Right.
That's something I gotta deal with. You know, I'm gonna act like I'm just some fucking I'm super duper
Right.
Israelite. Come on. That shit gonna affect me.
You'd be surprised at how many of these certain camps actually got Edomite.
This is like we cut off our family now, but we really ain't cut off our family yet because when it comes to that time, death and mourning, it's gonna really hit you.
Yeah, it is.
Now you know your mother might be dead.
Yep.
Your sister might be dead.
Yo, the way she could
Something
be.
traumatic might have happened to them. That shit gonna fuck you. You got to carry that. The Lord wants you to carry that because every man should work and carry his cross.
Yeah, I wish I had to.
Pain.
Yeah, I wish I had to.
Sorrow. That's what carry your cross is. Pain.
So,
Sorrow.
yeah.
Or even a little bit of depression.
You have to cry a
We
little
have moments of being depressed.
You may have to cry a little bit, you know what I mean, just to give, just to get it out. But the point is, but you gotta keep going. You can't stop. Like I said, we're still in the flesh. Like you said, y'all wish I had to cry before you ever see before you gotta take it to the cross. You know what I'm saying? He prayed to the Lord 3 times. And the garden of Gethsemane with blood. With blood. And I said, damn. Wine and blood.
That's why you gotta make sure you
That's how
count
intense
the
it
autos. You count the calls. That's what brother get that. The man counts calls.
Yeah. I say, you gotta think about that.
They just be saying, Jake just be coming into the saying, yeah, it's gonna be death and destruction, man. They're just saying it.
Yeah.
But nigga, it's really gonna happen though. Right?
Right.
He's just saying that shit like it's a fucking
Mantra.
like a fairy tale.
Right.
The way Jake be moving, it's just like they'll say it, they go to the strip club and the Passover. Like, you really don't understand what the fuck you're a part of. You know?
Like you said, everything comes with sacrifice. There's gotta be sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's what she just says. What? But now comes this true prepare also for temptation. You said, the sweetest honey. But hey, you come out of it better. You gotta know both sides.
There might be women you dealt with that you don't give a fuck. You like, she need to destroy. Fuck her.
Yeah.
There might be women you dealt with who are like,
Damn, I don't really want to see that. Facts.
there's some women I dealt with, I'm like, yeah, you go through the fuck, you gotta go through, bitch.
Facts.
But there's some women where it's like, yeah, we had our quarrels and shit. But I ain't trying to.
She was
I don't want
she
you
was
to
a good
get
person.
break,
Yeah,
fucking
facts.
dying by no fucking famine. And
Yeah, facts.
I don't want that.
Yeah, facts.
You know, I might want to judge a little bit,
Yeah.
but I don't want that from you. And you know, we're gonna have to carry that too.
Facts.
Because
Facts.
you never gonna have, you might see it on you. Like, damn.
Yeah.
That might put sorrow in you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling you, the Lord, this is the Lord's move. You don't know who He gonna cause you to encounter.
Facts.
You know, just like for example, I give my little testimony. Me and the brother I robbed from Georgia. Me and this brother grew up in the same neighborhood as kids. Then we went our separate ways. Middle school, we went our separate ways. Coming to the truth, he in the truth. That's how the Lord does it. You don't know who you may encounter.
And like you say, you go to the airport, and like you said, before you met somebody at the job, you say, oh, so you the GMS.
Yeah,
Like you
I'm
said,
like,
came out of nowhere.
He was like, oh, I see you. I had to tell him.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
you're on the corner.
Yeah.
My cousin was sitting right next to him.
Yeah.
He said, oh, God, dude from Richmond, GMS.
It's like how I go to outside. He said, "She didn't know somebody."
Well, he came in loud as hell.
And then he said that your boss heard you, something like that. Say your boss heard you.
Yeah, he was like, but he ain't know, he don't know this about no
Yeah.
GMS. So he looking like, he just think it's some nigga I know.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Remember a few years ago when we were at the old spot in front of that restaurant? And I told you that the woman worked at my job? Just this week, That same chick asked me if I was going to the Christmas party. I said, no, I don't do that. And she turned around and said, oh, yeah, that's right, you don't. And I said, you remember that? She looked at me and said, I sure do.
Yeah, don't be scared, man, about dudes. Another guy, when we was at that spot, the guy seen me, that he came in that Monday, he was doing the package and said, he said, you still be out you gotta go throw up your prayers. You're like, Lord, kill this nigga. But the Lord preserves us in these things, and you gotta make sure you thank the Lord, because he can be on some straight. Oh, that nigga, Nah, nigga, you be out on the street, nigga. Nah, you can do that.
Just like Peter. So having Peter. You know what I'm saying?
Peter denied. You was with Yahweh. He said, man, shut up.
Yeah.
No, I see you. No. I saw no. 3 times. So that shows you that Peter came down. So that shows you it's natural. Don't think you wicked and you be like, nah, man, I ain't out there. Because you gotta supplant. You gotta make sure you come with
You gotta know the time.
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. You got proof? You got video?
Yeah, I got the. He said, yeah, I got the proof right here.
Yeah, you don't want to be over. Like, let's say you got called out on the job. You don't want to be over. Right? Yeah, that's right. But I'm extreme. I hate white people. Like, come on, what the fuck are you doing?
You actually got. I like that though. I mean, not GMS, but you know, the Israelites. You know,
still got 2 more years on the earth
Uh-huh.
till the Lord come back. You done fucking ruin your fucking job.
They say you get the ICIU. What you get the ICIU followers? You know, so the Avengers and the Goshen work. Like, bro,
Jake in the grocery store with the friend zone.
you met some of them before.
Yeah, I'll be supplanting their ass. I'm like, oh, what you part of the Israelites? Yeah, man. Stupid. Fucking stupid.
Over target. Oh, Israelite camp.
Just like I
Oh,
seen,
yeah.
what's his name?
Yeah.
He's still at that. You're a friend, but you know, you got the pieces up, but the way he maneuvered, like his manner was just like, it's the world. World against me. Nigga, you can't live like that, man. How can you sustain a life with that mindset? I'm outcasted by the world. World is outcast.
How you get the job?
Like, you got demons on you, man.
Yeah. How you get the job?
Demons on you.
Yeah. That's why you got a job there.
You got demons. And that was a lot of stuff we tried to tell them, like, oh, I'm gonna pay you to. You despise the pay you to. You making yourself a fucking pay.
That's the deal. They bring out some precepts and all that shit too. Oh, damn. That was different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's still repenting, but begging that you gotta tighten up.
It's things in the lives they don't work with. That they keep.
Leave the man alone, bro. Yeah, see the man alone, bro. Yeah, oh my God.
No.
Tell them we cussing.
Why is it? Why? Don't waste your time. He just marked himself. Both of them just marked himself. Both of them marked himself.
He think he's funny. I don't know what you call him. He a little artistic.
This is Luke chapter 14, starting verse 27. It says, Israel let us see how we shall speak. And it says, and whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you intended to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it.
Yeah, when you first come in the truth.
Lord, come back. Lord, come back next week. Yeah, we out of here.
Next year, showing the year. You see the prophecies.
We out of this bitch.
Yeah.
Go to this shit.
Do you have sufficient enough to know what's up? Because we see it, guys. We've been in with this thing. It's starting to fall. Duration get to you.
man. That's a fact. That's a
Say,
fact.
start doing less, less video.
There's videos, they read it.
You
There's
said
no
be
growth.
complacent. Complacent.
There's no growth in your behavior patterns.
Yep. Yep.
You know? Race is not to the swift.
Like you said, man. Like I said recently, I read that I said even some of the elders that gave you be by apostle.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They've been in it for like decades.
yeah.
Shit, they give you
For the same stuff?
Yeah.
Well,
Like you said,
no them videos. We told dudes that been in,
yeah.
yeah.
Shit, before we came. Shit.
Yeah, we've been on a decade, but they got those 20 years that give you
Facts. I said, goddamn.
but we need it.
Facts.
And you need those men to constantly get on you.
Yep.
We don't make you unrighteous. That's part of it. What makes you unrighteous is when you stop and you don't examine yourself, work and correct yourself, take that correction. You know? But you also don't want to keep being told constantly the same thing. Because now it's like, okay, what are we doing? Just doing it just to make sure you don't get called out by the problem. Or you're doing it because you really love it. The scriptures call it profession of love, profession of faith, labor of love. You're supposed to love doing it. You want to do it. You shouldn't have to, they got on me, so I have to do it. Or, like, okay, we got on you. And make sure that's it.
Yeah, like you said.
I know damn well I'm supposed to be out for the
Yep.
whole fucking
Yep.
I know.
Yep.
Let me go home. Let me be hard.
Nah,
Body say no, your mind say yes.
nah.
They say no, you
Let me do these for
Get it done. Let's do it.
5-minute video.
Yeah.
Tell them I'm
Damn, what's be said?
All right, tell them all.
Jake, you doing that shit.
Nah, for real.
Now,
Five
see
minutes.
what's on your thigh? First video. Tell them.
Made the whole video.
5 minutes.
This will be quick.
3 minutes.
Yeah, facts.
Too quick. Sweet.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? What are we doing here, man? Just doing it just to say I did something.
Talking about that's my quota.
Yeah.
The reason why that decree was put in place is to teach a spirit of being on hot foot, teach you to get in a routine of being hot foot, so to build you up. Not just about quota. It's supposed to make you get in a routine of when you're serving your Lord in a diligent manner. So you make it repetition, and you grow to love it, you grow to man, you gotta check that because that's not the elect. The elect don't move like that. The elect love their Lord.
Quick precept. It's Isaiah 55:6. It says, "Seek ye Yahweh while he may be found.
That's spirit.
Call ye upon him while he is near."
What's scripture say? Isaiah 55?
Yeah.
That's spirit. Dang, pick my scripture.
Verse 7 says, "Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon."
That's what we need a pardon, because we in captivity. We gotta get that pardon, man. Let's get the fuck out of here. You know? If we don't get that pardon, we gonna stay right here. You got something on that?
Yeah, this Hebrews 6:10, it says, "For God is not unrighteous to forget your works and labor of love,
There you go.
which ye have showed towards his name, in that ye have ministered
Get
to
that
the
word
saints
love. Get that word
and
love.
do minister."
Get that word love in the blue letter. Or you can get it at etymology. You get it at etymology. Okay? Because this is you supposed to love. Your woman's supposed to love you. But love is not any emotion or feeling. Love is actions and feelings. You know, that's why the Lord said what? Love thy neighbor with that whole heart, love the most high. With all thy heart. These two laws hold the whole law. Because if you love your neighbor as yourself, I'm not gonna steal from you. That's a fraud. You know, so it's action. You have to grow. You have to grow that relationship. You have to water that relationship like a plant. You know, love is something that you have to work on. You can't just say, "Oh, I love a brother." No, that takes time to grow. Trust each other. And know that you can count on one another, depend on one another. That takes time. You build a relationship. Same with the Lord. Same with your woman. The woman say, "I love you." You gotta look at what she's been doing for you. Don't just a lot of the men that's weak. She loved me. She said she loved me. Nigga, what the fuck did she do for you?
Like you said, a lot of dudes, man, you know what I'm saying? They be messing with these women that be gang bang and all that. You tell me something like Cassie, somebody say, yeah, I love this woman, man. Hey, bro, she only with you because she got no other option.
Women supposed to be giving you money, supposed to be paying
Now,
for shit.
facts.
Women supposed to be making you
Yeah,
assets,
I'm supposed to be a help me,
taking
man.
care of you, you know,
Facts.
making your burden light.
Facts.
And they don't let them use that excuse of I work too. Bitch, when you not working, you in the club shaking your ass. You know? Now that you got a man, you need to apply your free time to your man. Same thing with us to the Lord. Oh, I'm working. You gonna tell the Lord, I work too. The fuck that means? You still gotta put them videos up. You still gotta read. You still gotta serve your Lord. So don't let no bitch tell you I work. I got a job too.
Yeah.
The fuck that means? I'm still your Lord. You know, that's not how relationships work. Love has to be shown. Exactly.
Said that we have a show when he told Peter. What did he say?
If you love
How many
me,
times?
feed my sheep.
3 times.
That's a work.
Yeah.
I got in the blue letter. This is good one. It
And in
says
order to feed the sheep properly, you have to work on yourself. And you have to be diligent in building yourself up. Because you can't even feed the sheep if you ain't fed yourself.
So
You
you
got
can't take
wolves leading sheep down the goddamn down off the cliff. Go ahead, bro.
yeah, this the word love in the blue letter. This says a great interest and pleasure in something, and that's what we got to have in this truth. We got to. This got to be our main interest. We need to take pleasure in this, and that's our act of love.
Yeah, right. Not look at doing the work of Yahweh should be outside as a burden. You know, because he doesn't look at the work that you're doing as a burden to him. You know, he's analyzing what you're doing. You know, the eyes of Yahweh should be outside as a burden.
Let me read this. This is John chapter 14, verse 15. It says, if ye love me, keep my commandments. Right. And so if he command you to do something, you do. Like a woman say, love me, you do what I say. Now, it ain't no pimp shit. It's because the Lord told the women in Titus that Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, who ye daughters ye are, so shall you be to your men. Your husband has the authority from his power to command you to do something. Now you can say, well, I'm dealing with some shit like some color purple shit. So that means women shouldn't be listening to me because I'm over here getting fucked up by my man. Because I'm just an outlier. Yeah. You know, because it's worse for us to allow all of y'all liberty just based off of you getting abused than just allowing you to have to endure your lot and keep the system in place of women obeying their husbands.
So pretty much she's just a casualty of war.
You're a casualty or you would just have to go through that because what has happened was because of those small instances, you always find outliers in anything. You always find a minority within the majority. Say, point to that and say, this is the reason why they did. No, you can't do that. But what they did was, okay, certain women over here being abused by their men, so we had to allow women to have liberty, have rights, be able to be voices in their homes. And then they did it to all women, and now all women have become sluts, whores, rebellious, no respect for any men, even their fathers, and it's trickled down to the daughters. And now it's a disease throughout the earth. Instead of you saying,
They can't be cured by the way.
yeah, those women that get abused. I'm sorry, it sounds harsh, but if you're married to a man who's abusive, that is your lot. Like I said, back in the ancient world, that would be your lot. It's fucked up. Exactly. It's fucked up, but we can't say, oh, because you and your husband agree that women shouldn't be able to listen to their husband. That's all. You know? Now, if that man does something wicked amongst men and he needs to be corrected, then he will be corrected. But we can't just meddle in his house with his property. That's like I said, it sounds harsh, but that is not why. You know? But
That's how
women
it
are
is like
supposed
in
to.
other countries too, like like in Asia, certain countries that are poor.
Matter of fact, can a brother get that scripture? Service will be your masters, those harsh and those
Say to the forward.
to the forward and to the
Gentile.
yeah. Even with men cases, like you have brothers that were actually servants in the ministry that had certain masters that were harsh to it, and the Lord said, "Obey them too." That's your lot. You had certain brothers whose masters were Gentiles. Okay, that's their lot. So we can't say because this brother has a harsh master that he should not have to listen to his master. No, we should have to listen to our master. Nobody should because of what he's doing. It's like if you learn a martial arts skill, you may have a teacher that's very rough. He may really beat you the fuck up to a pole. He may come in drunk,
You don't fucking matter.
He trying to, you gotta deal with the way he teach. When he teaching you,
Yeah.
you becoming sharp.
Yeah.
You gotta deal with this bullshit. You got another teacher that comes in.
Yeah. Patience and all that.
There was an MMA fighter, the brother.
Which one?
There was a ex-MMA fighter, son.
Rampage.
I saw a video with Rampage. He was like Rampage was training this dude on how to kick. And the dude couldn't kick. So out there. This is in. This is out. Rampage like I'm farther away.
That's a horse teacher.
Yeah.
That's a horse
That's
teacher.
why I don't teach you.
That's a horse teacher. You know, you can't say, oh, since he's harsh, we should listen to no teacher.
Yeah.
Then ain't nobody gonna learn martial arts. We don't pay our message. So it's like now women have no direction because you've told them, because certain women are going through certain things and they don't have to listen to their husbands, and now they have no direction. Now they're self-willed beings, man. That color purple shit did a lot of damage to this nigga woman, man. That painted a big picture in their mind that men should not rule over them. Because you had Oprah and that bitch get hit by men.
That's okay, but listen to that.
Beat, and she got hit. You know?
Yeah. Rabbit shit and all that.
She painted as the aggressor. And when black women say, watch this shit, young women, they grow up with it. And you fucking corrupted a whole generation of women instead of just keeping them where they were supposed to be. Under the servitude of that husband.
This 1 Peter 2:18, it says, servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the fro.
Get that word forward. Even Yahushua said tonight, did you not know I was an off-still Lord? Our Lord, we serve a horse Lord. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't just say, oh, because my Lord's harsh, I ain't gonna serve him. That's bullshit, man. You gotta suffer your life. You got certain women in the Middle East, in those certain countries where men are very dominant in the marriages, some of them do get beat up. I seen a clip, he grabbed the bitch by her hair, starts slapping her face, punching her, kicking her in the back, and everybody else in the room just, that's his problem. You know, now does everybody agree with him kicking the shit out of it? No. But what, I mean, the fuck, that's her lot. You know what I'm saying? That's her fucking lot. It's a sad lot, but it's a lot that you have to endure. Now it's up to you to make sure that to the best of your ability, you do everything in your power to make sure that man is pleased and satisfied. So he ain't kicking your ass. And it sounds crazy, but that's just how it is, right? You a servant to a master. You a little servant to a master. That's the dynamic of the relationship. We have to make sure we do everything to appease the Lord, so we ain't kicking our ass. That's how it goes. If we have slaves in the kingdom, they gonna have to. We still gonna kick their ass, but they still got to do everything they possibly can to make sure they're appeasing us, so we don't kick their ass as much. But we still gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna have a hunchback. Peter Mike Uncle Tom. He gonna be top tier though. Like do everything I say. Report to me. He gonna be snitching on all of your money. Like he gonna be top tier. But I'm still gonna kick his ass. Kick around the hunchback. Yeah. You know, I tell you, but he gonna be, damn near a perfect slave. But we still think he gotta serve.
Motherfucker, I told you, fish with scales.
That's his lot. That's his lot. There you go. Lord. Hunchback. Go ahead, bro. Nigga be snitching on everybody. That's part of comedy. That's part of my entertainment, man. Go ahead, bro.
Forward in the blue letter, it says crooked, curved, perverse, wicked, unfair, and surely.
Unfair. You may have an unfair master.
Like you said, some brothers have
That applies to this truth too. Don't let that go over your head. You may have an unfair leader. You may have you gotta let the Lord vengeance is the Lord, and the Lord repay. You ain't always got to vindicate yourself. You may have, hey, the scripture's going to suffering wrong.
That's verse 19.
Get it. Oh, it's in the same. Go ahead.
1 Peter 19:2, it says, "For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward Yahweh endure grief, suffering wrongfully."
Suffering wrongfully. The Lord wants you to go through that. He wants to see what type of traits you have. Are you willing to bite the bullet and know that you're being dealt with unfairly for His sake, just to get through it?
And that was an unfair counsel. That was an unfair rebuke. I ain't really deserve to go through.
Hey, so for example, you see what happened with the elder of South Carolina, Shemai. Like I said, I did a video because, like you said, the same video when they're talking crap about the elders. Like I said, I posted it on my video, man, going back to 2017.
Yeah.
And look at him now, almost about 8 years later.
Yeah.
Look at him, apologize. You see what's up? He was like you said, he just jumped the gun with him. He would say, yeah, listen, I'm about to say about the matter, but if you guys come at me, you know what I'm saying, hey man, I gotta respond back. And just believe I know somebody's out there too in New York City. So try that crap.
You from
I said, yeah.
Yeah, I said, yeah.
But you had.
So what reminded me, they said SRS. Yeah, I said,
okay.
oh yeah, I remember that. So I just Googled it on YouTube and then it popped up.
But you have these guys that got next to certain elders, found out the elders was men. You know, and they may see certain things, but like, this elder drinks, this elder
Yes.
works that, this elder raps.
Yeah, well, they hold that in for a while.
And then they start looking down on like, just like me,
Yeah.
right? And now you feel like you ain't gotta, be under that authority, like you first came in, right? Or one is aggressive, one is real angry, may get drunk, they get aggressive when you drunk, and you're still in position, still open. You gotta play your part. You can't just say,
Man, that man, he too much, man. We gotta get him out of here, man.
you know the other people, we get them out of here. We had that in the old camp, bro. Dude came to me right after the council. They call it the dark council.
Okay.
They came to the car. I'm a one. Someone, you know what I'm saying? Now, was Around wrong? Of course, nigga was fucking wrong. We knew nigga was wicked, but you gotta deal with that. We respected the leader, you know? But some men ain't with that.
Yeah.
And what happened? 3 weeks later, they ain't fucking happy. Teach them by themselves. We know what the fuck. They ain't even show the camp. They ain't happy.
Yeah.
Teach them themselves. So, Rod said, he sent me and as a spy. He sent me and another brother. He said, go down there with them boys and see what the fuck going on. Oh, it was me. It might have been you, bro.
No.
But he said, go down there. You know, I'm a young brother, so I'm like, man, I'm a spy. You know, and Charlie Brown with the bros. It was beautiful. But you can see that it was discord. It was something. Everything was, they were moving wrong. They should have never did that. You know, we're supposed to communicate properly. Okay, we're going to part ways. But that whole shit, fuck that shit, very proper. But that's why the scriptures teach us these things. Like, you just gotta play your part. You know, be happy that you receive the truth. Don't think highly of yourself. Don't think because I've been the truth this long that I deserve this. You don't deserve nothing. Yeah. If you want to call a spade, that's what you deserve.
I deserve some respect. I deserve the truth. I've been the truth some time back.
And this people from Bud been rebuked and counted. So I can speak. Bro, come on. I just don't respect. I ain't no novice. You's a fucking novice, man. You's a fucking novice, bro. You's a fucking novice. The fact you're saying that, you's a fucking novice. Only thing we deserve is death.
Yeah, all sin is of the death.
The fact we in this truth is it should be it's a precious gift to you where you just satisfy. I'm down. That's all you cared about in the first place. Now, when you're in it, demons getting on it, you start to forget how precious the gift is. You start kind of despising certain things about it. That's the demons, man. A lot of guys fall out like that. That's how Satan tries you.
The demons get stronger, man, like you said.
You don't even look at it as a gift, like how it was.
Yeah, man.
You despising certain brothers, you like certain things with brand. It ain't as glamorous as it was before, because now you're amongst the bros you might have been looking up to. It ain't that shiny toy no more. That's right. It's just something regular. See, before you do it, you detach it. That's how it goes. You know?
Yeah. I don't need the L's no more. It's my own thing. Oh, yeah, I know the breakdowns.
Yeah. You may find yourself, bros you've been looking up to. You coming true, you might get into it with them. You know what I'm saying? You've been in a couple times, a couple of years or over a decade or something. Now y'all start having little disagreements because you think you hot shit. Nah, man. Nah. Just play your part, man. You at? You know? Every bro should respect every brother just for your labor anyway. You know? We all men, we all got our faults. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Real quick. This is Hebrews 13 and talks about. I lost my spot. Bear with me.
Is that it on that? What's it about?
Yeah, it's kind of. There it is. Hebrews 13 and 17. It says, "Obey them that have rule over you, and submit yourselves." It says, "For they watch for your souls." You know, and that should be good enough for you. You know, no matter like you said, brother, to the gentle and to the forward, this individual watching for your soul, man, that should be good enough for you.
Think about it. What are you even thankful for? You finna get your own little world in the kingdom. You gonna have, you gonna get a rule of whatever the fuck you want. Why the fuck you want to be respected and looked at some type of way now?
You know,
We ain't got shit.
You know,
That's no fucking demons.
things, you know.
What does it matter if you get rebuked? What does it matter if you have a discipline? Okay, let's say you have your way. Let's give it your way. Now, you still in it, you still got to be but just be glad you in the truth. Yeah. This is enough. You know?
Some things, they just want more.
You take it for granted. Your father gave you a gift, and you take it for granted. And he sees how you playing with that toy. Now. You don't clean it, you don't manage it, you don't watch it. You just left it in the fucking corner. You know what he gonna do?
You can take my help.
While you gone,
Take that too.
he gonna take it. What? Oh, I thought you didn't want it.
That's the oil. That's the oil. That's the oil. That's the oil.
That's that oil.
Also the talents too. That's my last.
I thought you didn't want it. You wasn't doing shit with it.
I might as well give it to somebody that's gonna use it.
Go back here with your friends. Yeah, I might well give it to your younger brother. Look how he loves it.
And facts.
He on fire with the thing. You know? That's how the Father looks at it, man. That's how we gotta look at it. You know, we have to remind ourselves because Satan is trying to set. It's like a roaring lion. You gotta remember when he went and told Abba Yahweh, I can get Job from curse you. I can get Job. I can put hell on Job.
Yeah, you see right there.
What Abba Yahweh said? Try. That's how I want it. I want to see. I want to see if he gonna curse me. He put it up like that. Right? man, he put hell on Job. Man. It's like Chantal was like, what? Stop.
You say you still
Kill your wife.
No more.
Kill your kids.
Kill your son.
Give you sickness.
Facts.
Make you poor. Like he said, Chantal was going crazy on Job.
They said,
Bro, when I see Chantal, when I get a new body, bro, I'm like, Chantal, you a wild, bro.
He said, I just do my job.
Just do my job.
He wanted to light it out somebody too. You know what I'm saying? He said, Lord, let me go full force.
Bro, Chantal don't fucking
He said, full force. He said, perfect man. My Lord said, perfect man.
He said, trying.
He still out. He stopped.
And
he got to the point, he was like, got you, man. For real. I'm gonna go for them over They easy. Leave him alone. He got boils and shit.
You know,
he on his last breath. Go crazy. Leave that dude alone. You're crazy.
Yeah.
He's one of those. Leave him alone. I'm tired.
He tired. He good.
He went to the next mission.
He's
Let me go just eat my real quick.
You know?
Cause of suicide for a minute.
But the scripture say what? Nothing should be able to depart you, roughly paraphrase, depart you from the Lord of the Lord. You know?
Like you said, the Lord love likes the Lord will chastise you. It says, you got
so,
it right here.
So as long as it goes back into what the brother just read, whether he's forward or not, the fact that he's looking over your soul, you know, he's provided us with elders to keep you in check when you need to be rebuked. You should be thankful for that. Glad I got get on you. If I didn't have that, I know I would. Lukewarm servant. I would get spit out with the poison off. If I didn't have rose on me.
Like you said, you get a call. There's an air man that's coming to find out. Yeah, man, that's yeah. So you got the camp. You got the camp. You know what I'm saying? And then we just head.
And a lot of men, we showed you they really despise the gift anyway. They threw the gift away because instead of them respecting that, like, you know, I did fuck. You know, let me go work on myself. If you were sincere, what they do is, come on, what? You want anything? Give a fuck. Why you doing that? Come on, man, come on.
Hey,
I'm at a game. I'm David Ruff. You know what I'm saying? Like that spirit, like, nah, you didn't care. So why do you care now that you all go do your thing? And a lot of guys, when they they don't continue. Why? Because they didn't care. It wasn't about that. It was all about the look. You know?
or some just look, or just you know what I'm saying. Someone just wanted to hang. You know what I'm saying? Because they needed a safe haven, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I'm gonna just hang on to the Lord, just a safe haven. I'm about to do my work.
Lukewarm.
Yeah,
Because they believe
want both
on the
sides. They
Lord.
want, you know,
They believe on the Lord, but they lukewarm as fuck. The Lord ain't with that. It ain't enough to believe on the Lord. You got a lot of Israelites in Africa that still know the Lord's name.
Yeah.
You got Jake that didn't lose the lost war with us. You all right? That ain't enough. The scriptures tell you not all that say Lord, Lord, Lord shall be saved. You got bros that sincerely believe. That's the scary part about this. You got those that have sincerely believed on the Lord and they get cast off. And they don't believe. They lukewarm. Lord don't want it. They ain't working on themselves.
and this scripture talks about it. Said, you know, y'all taught that y'all don't know. Like you said, either but your SBA and you ain't
That shit ain't impressive, so you believe in the Lord. He created everything. You should believe, nigga.
You know?
What else you gonna believe in? That ain't impressive to the Lord that you believe in him. Duh. You better, nigga.
Hey,
Where's your works? What are you doing? What are you doing for the Lord? You know?
As Paul said, he'll show you his faith by his works. You know?
yeah, kind
Yeah, man, brother, get that.
of. I'm good. That's good.
Faith ain't enough. That's in Galatians, I think. Is it in Galatians? You show me your faith, I'll show you my faith by my works. You just say you believe on something and don't apply yourself and tend to it. It's just like you buy a plant. Well, I believe it's gonna grow into this big lavish. If you don't water it and tend to it, manage it, man, that shit ain't gonna grow into anything. It takes more than just saying it. You gotta do it. Goes back to the analogy I said with women. A woman that texts you, oh, I love you, you my babe. That shit don't move. That shit used to move me in fucking middle school.
Yeah.
Now, you got that shit. I judge you about what you're doing.
That's a fact.
I don't even look at bitch be talking to me. That shit go one in another. I
Yeah.
only look at what she's doing. Is she throwing that thing on me? If I tell her I'm sick and she's able to go get me some shit, take care of me, you know what I'm saying? What her mental is? She raise her voice at me and we get up and that's what I'm looking at. How you can do this? Because they can't a woman tell me. Now women can teach you certain things, but I have yet to meet a woman that can taught me somewhere else. Like, you know, everything I learned is from pros and over. You know, women I deal with, they didn't come on. So me listening to you is just going through the motions. It's literally nothing you telling me that I give a fuck about. You know? So I'm not listening to what you say. I'm just watching you move, seeing how you act, seeing how you behave, especially in this type of world. When they go work these fucking jobs, they around all these other people and they corrupted by the music they hear and shit they see and they friends. I gotta watch how you move. I ain't listening to you. I ain't reading your text. Fuck your text. Good morning. It's like,
Good morning.
Like, I see you, make sure you on point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You know?
My shit quick. Hello, good night.
Go ahead, bro.
The book of James, chapter 2.
It's like, go ahead.
The book of James, chapter 2, and verse 18. Yea, a man may say, Thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. It's easy to sit back and say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I believe in Yahweh, I was shy, you know. I don't do anything, you know, but I believe. I'm back to what the brother was going into. But for that man that actually believes in Yahweh, Yahweh will do the work that he was commanded to do, you know. Feed the Lord's sheep, you know. Come out here and, you know, let these kingdoms know their you know, their downfall. Prophesy, teach, preach, warn, you know. That's the works. The brotherly love, you know. That's the works. But a lot of jakes like to play these armchair warriors on the internet. Yeah, God, you know what I'm saying, and you know they have no works. They don't even provide work in the name of a prophet. You know, they do nothing. But those are the first ones that sit there and say you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Not my beavers or whatever it is they say. You know.
A lot of Israelites they work certain pretense as well, you know, meaning they just do it for outward show, you know. Hey, that's not showing forth your true faith in Yahweh Shah, you know, because spiritual men they see right through that shit. You know, oh, he's doing that for the fame, he's doing that for the gimmicks, he's doing it for the show, you know. The Lord's looking to build an open relationship with you and him, you know, so the world can see it. You can be an example of it, you know, but dudes ain't doing that, you know.
And if I may say this, even if you have works, you know, you'll turn around and you say some old wicked shit that'll just nullify it. Look what I did. Yeah. You got it.
And that's why the scriptures say, let me get there.
So you really gotta watch what you say and who you saying it to. You know, because the one thing that I noticed, and I was gonna do a lesson on this, is the spirit. A lot of these men who fall out the truth say things about the men of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, not realizing that those are the true men. You know? So not only were you in it, but you got out of it, and now, you know, you're talking shit about the men that Yahweh Shem Yahweh put on the earth. You know, to warn you of these things, you know, to prophesy. I noticed that about a lot of people that fall out.
And it takes a man of integrity to be like, all right, I was full of my pride, forgive me. You know what I mean? And that's far and in between, you know? So,
No, it's second Ephesians. It's Ephesians, the second chapter, verse 8. It says, "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that none of yourselves, it is a gift, not of works, lest any man should boast." So yeah, works, you do need works by your faith, but it's still a gift that you're able to do that. Because faith is a gift, charity is a gift, humility is a gift. All the fruits of the Spirit are gifts. Chakadash is a gift. Holy Spirit, Comforter, that's a gift. It's not nothing that we came up on our own attaining. So yeah, you will have works, but you gotta remember it's a gift. So you can't boast and say, "Oh, I boast." The reason you're on fire is because the Lord is showing you mercy and grace by keeping your candle lit. The moment you know he doesn't want to do that, shit will go out. It will wither away. So you can't boast in it, and he will cause you to wither away for that. That's pride. That's boasting. So you think you're on fire, but that's a gift you got. The Lord take it away. Now you ain't on fire.
like a lot of these Israelites that be going on these podcasts, you know, they do it for pride and to boast in their works, you know what I'm saying? You're doing it for the completely wrong reason. And when the elders get on them about stuff like that, they get all twisted and turned up about it. But it's really because like we was talking about, spiritual men, they see through this. He's like, all right, are you really doing this for the Lord? Or are you doing it to be seen? You're like, what the hell is Captain Missouri doing talking to God logic? Like, what as the scriptures talk about, can two walk together except they be agreed? You know what I mean? To us, it looked like you're just going up there to further your platform. You know what I mean? When the Lord has already given you a platform to work on, which is the way He taught us how to operate within this truth. You know, that's the only guidelines we should be keeping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Kai, you can talk about a clickbait title,
Yeah.
you know, that they still use to woo the masses.
Yep.
Hebrew Israelites destroys conscious community
Yeah.
for the umpteenth time in a row.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's of your own heart.
Yeah.
You know, that's not of Yahweh Shemi Yahushua.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. That's part of that boasting. That'll get you caught up and trapped up, you know, as the brother just brought up. You know?
God logic was confounded by Captain Cesario
Right.
at the 18th second one. Check it out.
These podcasts have these debates, and they boasting that they can do that.
Yep.
Anybody can do that. They can hold debates with anybody that don't know the scriptures.
Yeah.
That's easy work.
Thanks.
That ain't nothing to boast about. They don't know the scriptures.
You know?
Yeah, let's go there. That's nothing to boast about. You know what you're supposed to? All right? The fact that you know the power, know the living power. The fact that you have grace and mercy.
Yep.
All right? That's the only thing you should be boasting in, that you're still able to serve the Lord, still alive to serve the Lord. You have another day on this earth to serve the Lord. Be cheerful in that.
This is James chapter 1, verse 22. It says, but be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But if they be hearers of the word and not doers, he's like unto a man holding his natural face into a looking glass. You know what I'm saying? And it says, for he beholdeth himself and goeth his way in a straight way, forgetting what manner of man he was. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you only got to fool yourself, man. You know, just like, for example, he says, yeah, I'm beautiful. I'm good. Ladies love me. Fooling your own self. You know what I'm saying? Just like on social media, you know what I'm saying? You know, all these likes and all that stuff, but in the real world, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You get filtered and everything, you know what I'm saying? Fooling your own self. You know what I'm saying? I know a beautiful woman. Oh, I'm not ugly. You know what I'm saying? Look at everybody looking on a comment, you know, saying I'm beautiful and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like people, you know what I'm saying? They deceive themselves saying that she's a beautiful woman. You know damn well she's an ugly woman, man. But it's all about the feelings and all that, man. That's why I mean social media is poison, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, deceiving the people, man. I say there's no shame. Yeah. Hey, like I say, even men on social media that says, hey, bring back shaming, man. You need to bring back shame in this society, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, now it's normal for, like you said, trannies, women being hard. It's a normal thing now, prostitution. You know what I'm saying? They don't even say that no more. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a form of prostitution. You know what I'm saying? Escorts and all that stuff. You know, like I said, these are smooth words. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know that stuff, man. You know what I mean? She called her straight. I mean, she a slut. You know, she a straight. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is, man? A dog. You know, and that's what the scripture said. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's a female dog, and treated as such. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, these women want respect. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no real man that, you know what I mean, don't respect the hard man. I mean, you out your damn mind. That's what these women want. You know? So I say some clever shit. But I digress though, but then that's the point. The point is though, again, hey, you know what I'm saying? That you say gotta be action, man. You know, we want to see something, man. You know, you want to see the kingdom. Hey, like you said, you're not gonna get to the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course you're gonna get the kingdom, but you're not gonna be the first fruit. So you're not gonna get the things that joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get, you know what I'm saying, what you know, I mean, what the Heavenly Father's gonna give you. You know what I'm saying? Just be average. It's like the kingdom, enjoy the kingdom, but you're not gonna get what the elect's gonna get. Immortality and everything that the Lord has in store, you know, reserved for us in our hearts, man. You know what I'm saying? Be the first fruits. You know what I'm saying? Having the first batch, you're not gonna see that, man. You know? Yeah, brother, got it.
Yeah, I got more of this though. It's Ephesians. It says, not of works, lest any man should boast.
Yeah.
For we are his workmanship, created in Hamashiach, Yahushua, unto good works, which the Most High hath before ordained that we should walk in them. Wherefore remember that ye being in times past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision, by which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at that time ye were without a Mashiach. So we were all uncircumcised spiritually. Right? Whether you were physically circumcised, you were uncircumcised spiritually. And you were without a Mashiach. So this ain't of yourself. You can't boast in your works. It says, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without the power in the world. So we had no hope. You know? Yeah, we were without our power, you know, no sense of strength, no sense of comfort. You know? But it says, verse 13, but now in Hamashiach Yahushua, ye who sometimes will fall off are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach. So that's the only reason we didn't even have a chance of salvation, because of Hamashiach Yahushua.
That's what everything. That's what we raise out by shooting trap, because this is his glory. You know what I'm saying? He did. You know what I'm saying? He laid down his life. So what he does, because what he does is he does deserve the praise and the glory. You know what I'm saying? You have to look at by shooting shot. There's no way other around it, man. We can't get to heaven for other men, because he's perfect. You know what I'm saying? We are unclean, man. We're unclean every single day because what we're in the flesh. You know, so, you like it or not, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why God's talking about something. Oh, we got watching. I should look at him now.
Right.
Destroy it. You know what I'm saying? You actually disrespecting how watching y'all shot ultimately. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You've been said in the past, you know what I'm saying? You talking shit about the elders. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be killed just off principle. That alone, you know what I'm saying, should put you to death, man. Because who? The Lord set them up for a reason. You know, and they still on fire, man. But look at them, man. You know what I mean? Any of those guys that came against the elders, look where they at, man. So it go to show you proof that the Lord's dealing with these men, man. And still continue, man. But to show you that they're on a different level, man. I mean, look what they have brought forth, man. They have brought us out of this confused state of mind, man. You know what I'm saying? They gave us the spirit of Yahweh Shah, who they help us, man. Who they work sick, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, like you said, they've been proven, man. You know what I'm saying? They've been through the ring. You don't know what they go through. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Who knows what type of elements some of the elders got, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But what? They still pushing through, man. So how much more of us, man? So I said, ain't no excuse, man.
Yeah, like every brother ain't gonna tell you everything you got going on. Right?
Facts.
Some things brothers got to deal with their own. That's their walk, so right? So
Like I said, brother can do so much, but at the same time, this is your fight. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fight for your crown. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a brother can't help you take up trouble. You know what I'm saying? You don't do so much, but at the same time, you gotta worry about, you know, say if he gonna make it or not. You know what I'm saying? And it's something you and you like somebody say, something that you and the Lord got to do in person. You know what I'm saying? You're good. No,
That's what Ezra said, you know. The path to the kingdom is so narrow, only one man can walk there on at a time. You know? It's one of them things where, of course, the body is very vital, but it's one of those things where the body can't always pick you up, you know, and make you lead. What's the saying in the world? You know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know, you can't. Nobody can force you to build that relationship with Yahweh Shah. You know, it's just something you got to do.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Like I said, even the elders, you know what I mean, will tell you, look, man, this is not something where, you know what I'm saying, we had to play mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're here to be, man. We gotta have shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to become to be buddy medicine. We're in the wrong setting.
Yeah.
We're here to be a man, first and foremost, and serve the Lord. Brother's got it.
Except the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14, so that 37 and read down to the end. If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are the commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Ignorant, let him be ignorant. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy, and forbid not to speak with tongues.
If I may add too, that should be our main focus, is coveting the prophesy. You know, that's the spirit of the house shop. You know, who else is going into prophecy? You know, like our elders and like men. You know what I mean? Everybody else is stuck on the as the scriptures talk about, they preach a house shop for envy and strife. You know what I mean? And nobody's at the end of the day is being edified. It turns into entertainment. You know what I mean? So with prophecy, you know, you constantly have to watch for it. You know, you constantly have to be in tune with what's going on. You know, that's what the real watchers of Yahweh Shah will be doing. You know, being locked into prophecy. Just to add on to that point.
Wherefore, brothers, covet to prophesy and forbid not to speak with tongues. let all things be done decently and in order.
Yep. And that decency and order is measuring the signs of the times. You know what I mean? Knowing exactly where we're at within this walk. You know what I mean? And everybody, it can't. The Lord didn't make it readily available for anybody to just pick it up and get the eyesight and be able to understand the vision. You know what I'm saying? Get the mysteries and understand what's coming down. You know, it takes a keen kind of eye that the Lord gives you. And so, adding on to the point, you know, you can't look at the gift the Lord's given you, as brother's been saying, and think you're doing something a completely far-fetched and outrageous, something nobody's ever done, which we are, you know what I'm saying? But that's why the scriptures also tell you, many are called, a few are chosen, because this knowledge can puff you up to a point that, hey, you lose yourself. You know what I mean? But that was the point. You had a precept. What was it, Hannah? You had a precept?
This is Amos chapter 9.
And all this puff and puff.
Yep.
You know, the more stuff you learn, the more you get big-headed.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to be confident.
Yeah, for sure.
You wanted to change your walk,
Yeah.
your state of being. But you don't want it to turn you proud.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right.
You know, where you can't listen to nobody, you can't be corrected, you know, you can't be taught.
Yep.
Things don't go your way, you crying like a female. That ain't what the Lord is wanting from his sons. You know, when he gave you wisdom, he wants you to apply it to make you into a better man. I'll turn you into a worse man.
You know?
The Lord's not the hell that, you know, bring you down to the point, you know, to a state. He's doing that to build us up.
Yeah.
Other dudes coming to the street to become worse than they were in the world, right?
Yeah.
Earlier this morning, we say all the time, some of the worst people we ever met. That's worst people ever met. People in the street.
I could agree with that. You know?
Oh, for real, man. People be wicked, man.
Yeah, especially after you come into the knowledge, you know what I'm saying?
Well, think about who the fuck we done met. You be like, God
Yeah.
damn, this niggas in the world don't even act like this. They don't even shit like this.
especially when you've been given a moral compass on how to conduct yourself, and you just like, you know, I'm gonna do it this way, you know?
Stealing money, like, damn.
Yeah.
You tell a bro something, you tell a bro a order, he throw it back, he throw something you did in your face.
Right.
He got nothing to do with his review. He gonna throw it in your face. Damn,
Yeah.
nigga in the world wouldn't do this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Hey, brother, you gotta do things decently and in order. Do what I say. You wicked as fuck.
Yep.
You tell the brother that, you know, that things be done decently and in order.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And you got a lot of people that pray on that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
They just put this in life.
This truth only changes the sincere.
Yeah, that's it.
A lot of things come in made worse. They just shout precept and they just horrible people.
Hey,
Even horrible fucking people.
even John the Baptist.
That's why the elders are the way they are, bro.
Yeah, I
They
get
have
it.
been sleeping in the beds. Fucking start cursing them out, condemning them. Like, some fucked up niggas, man.
Yeah.
They're coming to this thing. That's why the elders.
tell me, elder.
Right now, it's a stop on people. New people coming in. New people can't even come in right now. Because the elder in the mood right now, what he say, he feel like everybody coming in.
Yeah.
So he feel like that. So
Yeah.
that's what we create.
It is. Yeah.
You can't be like, come on, Elder, you know everybody.
Yeah.
Nope. You feel like that? That's what it is.
You know the saying,
He
he's
the
right.
head of the head, you know? You gotta so until he's not feeling like that no more. Then the gates said open back up. But as long as he feeling like everybody a fucking spy. Everybody a fucking spy. You know? He woke up and you know what? Fuck this shit. Assad, bum ass. They made him mad. I was watching the video.
I get it.
Assad, you know what? Nobody else coming to this bus right now. Everybody's a fucking spy. These niggas are dangerous. You know? And we've been in this room long enough. We know the elders do that, but he'll do that sometimes. He'll be like, nobody coming here like that. Spies. You need that. You need that type of
That
shit.
wasn't we came in.
That's how you know.
It was close.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how we get sometimes. Like I say, sometimes, hey, I mean, you gotta put a hibernation close on here sometimes.
Fucking age.
It's always that one motherfucker that wants for everybody. I hate that shit. It's
Dealing
like,
with fucked up niggas, dealing with crazy niggas, and horrible people will call you like, man, let's just do it what we got right here, man. Let's focus on the good what we got right here. Then you have guys come in and then they weed out this and it's like, man, we really want to deal with somebody else coming. What they want me to do is, I like it. Just this past year.
Yeah, that's great.
Like 3.
Yeah, that's a goddamn.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, all they doing is seeking out our liberty. You know, that's it.
And they coming in, you know, and then they be they outside on the outside taking notes.
Yeah.
Then they come in and now they climbing walls and
Mhm.
fighting. Doing crazy. Like, you want to do all this on the outside? Why the hell you coming? You amongst bros that in this thing, they elders to you, but you tell them all type of crazy shit. You know, and bros ain't gonna tell you like, you know, they just gonna observe your fucking ways, and like, you clearly don't understand. You should have. It's wild, but this is the type of shit that you know. I had a conversation with Karal, but I'm gonna tell you, because Karal wanted him to come in. I told him why he ready yet, right? And Karal told him, "You right, bro." I should have waited, but you learn. It's like it's get to the point where like, man, we ain't even gonna deal with this right now. Man. Right now, we just gonna work on what we got because so we gotta get ourselves together, you know. But you can't. This will always be open. Yeah. Anybody can come and be amongst the sanctuary of the altar.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be on this side. You got niggas on this side that ain't gonna make it.
I got a question now.
You gotta work on yourself.
Now, I'm saying, fuck, now, what about the brothers that are like suspended? Can they still come?
Well,
Yeah, I'm talking. No.
because the point of suspension is for you to be, you girls have to want you to perform.
Because you know, there are different types of suspensions. In-house suspension, you know, say that. You know,
Once you out, you can't be amongst us. Girls gotta want you to perform. See, Jake is manipulative. Jake was a plan.
Yeah.
All you do is pray for a brother, you know. Because that suspension, those get suspended. You know, it's a brother in Chicago killed. Years ago, he had got suspended. You know, by himself. He's back in the Chicago camp. I seen him the other day with Elder Malcolm and all. It's just like he never was suspended years ago. You know, Elder was suspended. Some things happen. To us, all the time. Things happen. You know, you might get suspended, but it's how it's in integrity. It's how you move during that and how you move after that. How you move after that too. And you gotta go hard. You gotta go fucking hard.
yeah, God.
Reason why we became fruitful, but we went hard, bro. Like we went hard, man. We had fucking Kerry Street on fire, like. We had that on fire, bro. Like, going crazy.
I said you never get that moment, bro. That like I said, that was the most intense heat moment at that time.
Yeah, everybody else.
That's what's heat.
You know, but you gotta, you love this, you live for that, you know. Other guys, man, the outcasts, like, you know, do what I want to do. You got it, bro.
Yeah. If you can end it on this, we got more.
That's 2 hours away. Hey.
You got that's spirit. This is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 18. It says, servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to do good and gentle. You did? Okay, that's good. Okay. Yeah, I was making sure I thought it was different.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 14. It says, for Yahweh shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing.
Yeah, every secret thing. So, like I said, you can't hide nothing. Like I said, you got out for men, but eventually we're gonna bring it to light, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like how, you know, even behind closed doors, how brothers have disagreements, apparently, even though, you know, brothers be like, I'm trying to shoot down. You know, we try to be a good brother, trying to sweep it under the rug. Next thing you know, right up in the council. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you had that with the DTA camp one time. You know what I'm saying? Little argument. I'm not sure it was with GMS.
Oh no, yeah, he did for the jersey.
Yeah. Remember that video? Your brother said, "What is that guy's name?" He said, he tried to sweep it under the rug, but the Lord didn't want to do it. He said,
But see, guys like that are very ridiculous. Remember, he came. You got the young offspring bros that came up under the DPA, and they now call themselves What's the bros out there, man? Jersey.
Damn, I was just watching it. Nah, they not no more.
But they came up under DTA basically. But the ex-leader of DTA, he showed they was going out into the elders, watching the young boys. He popped up and they were. Because they ain't supposed to have a script. My elders like, where you been at?
They got
They did the elders.
Yeah.
Where you been at? Where you
Yeah.
seen? Where
You seen them here? Where you at? Yep.
Oh, I still video.
Yeah.
Where you seen him, brother?
Is Jesus black or white?
Neither. Who's Jesus?
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
We don't recognize that guy.
What do you reckon?
We don't deal with color. You know, we're not black. Y'all not white. So when you say is he black or white?
Hebrew Israelite?
Yeah, he's a Hebrew.
That's exactly what we're getting at. You do know.
You guys with
Soviet
Israel
Union.
United in Christ?
Oh,
How you guys
I see. No,
Yeah.
we're not affiliated with them.
No.
We don't deal with Jesus, man. Jesus Jesus, obviously they painted him to look like a white man, so
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I guess he's white, but we don't recognize Jesus.
Unfortunately,
Don't make no sense.
that's the image when you think of it. It's a white
So I guess he's white.
man.
Whoever serves Jesus, I mean, that's your God. That's not our God.
We know what we worship.
Who's your God?
The Hebrew God of the Bible.
Yep.
It's definitely not a Christian God. He never called himself a Christian God.
You talking about the modern day Christian?
Well, the Christianity that stems from the Roman Catholicism
Yeah.
from Europe,
Yeah.
that's all man-made stuff.
Yeah.
The Bible is nothing but scrolls detailing a relationship with a Hebrew God and Hebrew people. And their ups and down struggles with their relationship with their power. That's all it is. But during the time of the Renaissance period in Roman Catholicism, which means universal, they got a hold of it and they made it universal.
Yeah.
For all
Yeah, they branched it
people.
out.
They branched it out, yeah, of course.
They made it into get your Mormons, you get your Baptists, you
St.
get your
David's.
Catholics.
Yeah.
None of that has anything to do with the scriptures.
You guys
Man-made
follow,
religion. Yeah, I got you.
you guys follow the Ten Commandments?
Oh, there's 613 commandments, but we try to follow every commandment to the best of our ability. For example, if a woman is on her period, you're not supposed to sit where she sat.
Oh, yeah, she's on.
We can't
like
keep that perfectly because you may sit in a restaurant and a woman was just there on her period and you didn't know that. So it's impossible to keep every commandment perfectly, but we try to the best of our ability. Because you're not saved by the thing about the commandments, the first covenant, Moses was delegated to give that to the Hebrew Israelites to start the nation of Israel.
Yeah.
But they broke the first covenant, all right? But the Most High in the scriptures, he set up basically a cheat code to allow his nation back to him. That cheat code is the person you call Jesus, which was he was the Hamashiach, the Messiah, to bring the Lord's children back to him. That's why he's referenced as the Lamb of Passover, the salt lamb. When you look at the feast day Passover, that was a feast that the Israelites kept. For example, in Egypt, when they were fleeing Egypt, they were told to put the blood of the doorposts, and the angel of death would pass by them, blood on the doorposts. That was during Pesach. The Egyptians didn't keep Pesach, which the Egyptians, they go back to the Hamites, the Ethiopians, Cushites. People, you ever seen those Africans that have like the big plates in their lips? They're separate from us. They're Hamites. Basically, for example, Goliath. Goliath comes from the Hamites, all right? We've always warred with them. That's why we're over here in Africa. over here in America. When we was in Africa, they warred with us and helped the Europeans capture us. A long story. Point being, we broke the first covenant, all right? The Lord, the Most High, allowed our Savior to bring us back into the new covenant. We're not fully in that yet, but we're in a grace period. So during this grace period, you can't just willfully break the law. You still have to try to keep it, but you're not saved solely by the law. So you have mercy. You have something called
If you
repentance.
love me, keep my commandments.
Can a brother get Acts? I want to get Acts where it says he raised up the horn of salvation. Yeah. Because the whole him being a crucificial lamb, it all goes back to the first tabernacle. Before a temple was built, the first temple you had built was Solomon's temple. That was just a remake of the tabernacle that Moses had with the Levitical priesthood. what the Levitical priesthood would do, Aaron and his lineage, they would take a lamb on the behalf of the sins of the nation of Israel. No other Israelites, Judah couldn't do it,
No,
Benjamin
it was
couldn't
tribe
do
of
it.
Levi, yeah.
Only Levi could do it because they were delegated to it. Now, mind you, all the other nations were on the earth, Moab, Ammon, Edom, but they were living their own customs, having their own gods. This is only about Israel. They would take the lamb and they would sacrifice it, all right, on behalf of the nation of Israel. That was the first covenant. So Hamashiach, the world calls Jesus, he was that lamb for the nation of Israel. Now today they say, oh, he's for everybody. It never was that. It wasn't that at Mount Sinai. Matter of fact, the Lord killed Hamites to bring his people to Mount Sinai. The Egyptians were Hamites that the Lord killed to bring his people out of slavery. Look at Moab, the nation of Moab, the nation of Edom. When King David got in rulership, he was killing off Moabites, killing off Edomites, and having them in subjection. The Lord didn't say, David, you're wrong for that. Right. No, he blessed David. The only thing he punished David for is for idolatry. All right? So that shows you the Lord was always dealing with nations, separatism. Okay? That's why he confounded the languages at the Tower of Babel. Right? If he wanted everybody to be one and join hands, he would have never confounded languages. Okay?
Do you believe there's salvation for other nations, not just Israel?
No, but there's blessings. For instance, Ishmael and his lineage, they've been blessed. You look at the Arabs, Saudi Arabia, they're very rich. They deal with oil. That's a blessing the Lord gave them. But they don't have the inheritance. See, the Lord blesses nations, but he only gave the inheritance to his sons, which is Israel. Now, Israel in the Hebrew is Yasha'Allah, which means sons of the living power. When you have sons, the inheritance only goes to your sons. You can help out other people's kids, but you're not going to give your inheritance to somebody else's child. It doesn't make sense. So when you look at the scriptures and you see, matter of fact, give me Revelation, water line. Give me that real quick.
Yeah, I still got the Luke. The horn salvation.
He has redeemed his people in Acts.
That was in Luke.
Get that real quick. Get that real quick.
Right here. God, this is Luke chapter 1, verse 68. It says, blessed be the Lord God of Israel, who he has visited and redeemed his people.
That's possessive. He has visited and redeemed his people. This is New Testament. The Lord power of Israel. He has visited and redeemed his people. Possessive. Go ahead.
Yeah, because they were his people. And it says, and have raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
And he's raised up a horn of salvation in the house of his servant David, because the Messiah came from the tribe of Judah, the lineage of David, and follow his family tree. All right? He's from the tribe of Judah. Go ahead.
It says, as he spake by the word as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets.
That's why when Messiah came on the scene, Mashiach, he read from the scroll of Isaiah. And he said, in this day the prophecy is fulfilled. Those scrolls were written down by Hebrew Israelites. Go ahead.
As he spake.
Basically, the Bible today is like, if something happened to your nation or your family, and y'all were casted off, and your house was left desolate, and some stranger comes and takes your family heirloom and says, "Oh, we like this. Let's share it with everybody else." But you're discarded, you're lost. That's why it's called the lost tribes of Israel. You're out, you don't know what the fuck going on, but they got your heirloom. They got your family heirloom that's been passed down through our generation. Oh, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Daniel. These are all Israelites that wrote these actual scrolls, but you're sharing it with everybody. Yeah, it's for us, it's for us. That's not how that works. It wasn't passed down to Moab. It wasn't passed down to Ammon. But in order to keep the lost tribes of Israel in that state of confusion, it has to be so. Right? Because when you go to Russia, and you look at the Russia icons, Putin was on the news showing you dark-skinned saints. Because a lot of these paintings in the Russian catacombs during the time of Acts, a lot of people were fleeing during Rome. They were painting in the caves. And they have these ancient images that are up throughout the eastern part of the world. They don't like to show that on the western part of the world because that'll bring light to what people really are that the scriptures are talking about, you know. But Putin was on national television in Russia showing.
I know, I saw. I saw it.
Yeah, you know.
I saw it.
Go ahead.
Got. I thought it was it.
No, there's more on that.
Yeah, got. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead, because I want to get something out. Okay, come on.
The book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 70.
Yeah.
As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began,
Who are all Israelites. Go ahead.
that we should be saved from our enemies, and from them, Salah, and from the hand of them, Salah, and from the hand of all that hate us.
So they have enemies. Who were their enemies? Well, when the Lord came on the scene, they were being oppressed by the Roman Empire. They were being taxed heavily, sort of like America. You know, you look at the ancient shekels of Rome, you had a Caesar, emperor on the front, you had an eagle on the back. Look at America, you got a president on the front, you got an eagle on the back. The scriptures tell us there's nothing new under the sun. What's yesterday is today. It's nothing new. Emperors, presidents, same damn thing. And it's the same nation that were in Rome. Edomites. All right? Julius Caesar. Oh, I'm going to name the month of July after me. Octavian Augustus. I'm going to name the month of August after me. To this day, we're still following that calendar of the Edomites. So when they said their enemies, they were talking about Rome, who were oppressing them, had them under heavy taxation. Judea was occupied by the Roman government. That's why when the Lord was given up, who did they have to take him to? Pontius Pilate. Which Pontius Pilate wasn't even the emperor. He was procurator, which means he was governor over Judea. Tiberius was the emperor. All right? So they took him to a so-called white man today, and they gave him up, his own people. Right? Can we kill him? They had to go to him and ask for permission because that's the government. Just like today, you can't just go and stab somebody in the neck. You got to go to the government. And this guy's a criminal. Under your democratic system, your judicial system, your judicial branch, can we handle this guy according to your? But their ways have nothing to do with Lord's ways. All right. So he raised up a horn of salvation to deliver his people out of the hands of their enemies. Now, what happened? After the Lord's crucifixion, what happened to Israel? There were a couple of revolts, and then Rome came in 70 AD with Titus and Vespasian, and they came and sacked Jerusalem, and they forced our ancestors out of the land, and a lot of us flew to the western part of Africa and the northern part of Africa. Why? Because that was a normal thing that we did. Even when you go to the birth of Hamashiach, when he was born, his parent, Herod, wanted to kill the firstborns. His parents, Mary and Joseph, they took him to Africa to blend in with the rest of the dark-skinned people. All right, it tells you that, man. Can you go get that? Even Peter in Acts, he was mistaken for an Egyptian. Why? Because of his appearance. We always had interminglings with the Hamites when you look in the scriptures. All right? Wars with them. It's nothing new. That's why today they'll say they're not like us. We're not the same. We're not the same. You know?
Yeah, that's where they get the misconception of Africans sold in slavery.
That's why I said black. You don't go with black because you have East Indians who are from the nation of Elam who are darker than all of us up here. But they're not considered as black. All right, so that's a derogatory term that's been put on the tribe of Judah, going to one of the curses. Deuteronomy, one of the curses for breaking the covenant, the Lord said you should be a byword and a proverb. So we have, they were calling us colored, black, nigger, now it's African American, which Jesse Jackson pulled that out his ass. How can you be African and American? All right, there's two different landmasses that were named after so-called white men. You had Amerigo Vespucci, that America was named after. You had Leo Scipio Africanus, that Africa was named after. So when you're saying I'm African American, you're basically saying I'm two white men. It makes no sense. You can't be a landmass. But that's what happens when your nation is thrown into captivity, a special captivity, where you're not just forced to serve, but your language is stripped from you.
Your customs are stripped from you. And you're forced to learn the language of your oppressor. Forced to celebrate his holidays, his religion. We were speaking about it earlier. Christmas, when our ancestors was on the plantation, when Christmas time would come, we would be the presents. All right, they would do little scenes of the wise men and Jesus. Right. They would have the black boy be the donkey, and they would have the little white girl on the donkey playing Mary. You know, Christmas has nothing to do with us. Actually, Christmas is a pagan holiday which goes back to Babylon. We can get that in the scriptures too.
My time.
Hey, yeah, with the tree. Oh, they would.
Yeah, we're on the same. Everything you're saying, I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
right
we
there.
still gotta go through it for.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, that's why we came in. I like what you're doing. Like, seriously. Yeah, everything that you're saying, I'm already. Absolutely. Yeah, so I understand why you said that. When I talk to like a regular person, and if I say, "Oh, well, do you believe in like white Jesus, black?" I have to say it like that because they're not going to understand. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm saying, you know what? Forget it. You know, because it's like this is the stupid debate thing and the whole Israel thing. Because when I say like Israel, they always think of like Talmudic Jews that are over there right now. That the Amalek and this whole thing that's going on. So it's not even worth like even bringing it up. I'll bring it up because I feel like I should be able to say that. But if they're like they're chosen people, I'm like, I even have to keep my mouth shut sometimes. I don't want to even create a problem. Because if I bring something up, I already know.
Yeah, we don't.
Anti-Semite or whatever. Anti-Semitic. He's anti-Semitic, and I'm like, oh God, you know what? I'm out of here.
And the reason why we don't like dealing with black and white is because some of our people actually look like so-called white people due to slavery and captivity. So it's more of a spiritual thing. You may have somebody that's dark-skinned, my complexion, and not be an Israelite because his father may be an Edomite.
Yeah.
You look up his family tree, all of his, and this is a white man on the plantation. Yeah. This is a great grandfather.
Yeah.
For instance, you look at Blake Griffin's kid. Yeah. Blake Griffin came out light skinned, very, very light because his mother was white.
Yeah.
But Blake Griffin got with a white woman, and now his son is blonde hair, blue eyes, looks like a complete white boy.
White.
Blake Griffin's grandson's grandfather.
I'm sorry. Can I just give you a gift card?
Okay.
So you can guys pass it down.
Thank you.
Welcome to the restaurant.
I appreciate it.
That is that way.
I appreciate it.
We love Mexican food. So
We come see you. We'll be over there.
Have a good day, all
All
right?
right, man. Take care.
Adios. You just open up your restaurant?
Monday?
No, you just open up your restaurant?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
What's the name of it? What's the name of it?
Big Boss Burritos.
Big Boss Burritos.
Big Boss Burritos.
Yeah. How do you just opened it?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys need workers? Like a plate?
We've been open for 5 months.
Yeah. You guys hire? You guys hiring?
Maybe like 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a little cheese.
All right, perfect. I'm always down. What's that burrito shop?
You know, he's been over there.
Oh, yeah? Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Take care,
God
man.
bless you.
Thank you.
Y'all want a card? You want one?
Oh no, it's going to you guys for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're just. You guys are the real.
Oh yeah,
ones.
but yeah, like
we're
we
just
said,
passing through.
Blake Griffin's father is dark skinned.
Mm-hmm.
So you,
All right, guys, you have a blessed night.
all right,
God bless y'all.
All right, all right.
You
so
doing
when
what
Blake
you
Griffin's son get older, he gonna look like a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight.
And yeah, just to add on, genetics will often into, like you said, your mother may have more of a, genetic superiority, to the father, even though he, he is like.
See, that's what I mean by some Edomites, right?
Yeah.
Not every Edomite is gonna be this. I hate niggas.
Yeah.
You got peaceful Edomites.
Yeah, that's a
But
fact.
does that mean that they're not going to fucking slave?
You know?
You fucking slave. You just a peaceful Edomite that's going to slave. Because the thing is, he might be homosexual.
Yeah,
He might be into
yeah.
bestiality.
Yep,
He
yep.
might be into commit adultery.
Yeah.
He might not want to eat lawful food.
Right.
He might want to do everything that's contrary to what you have as your
Yep.
Which makes him weak.
Make them work.
Yeah. Like you
You
said,
ain't gotta be lynching niggas.
like you said, he's a son of the
It's a
wicked
fact.
regardless, like you
Yeah,
said.
you know?
Like you said, like you said, there's nothing righteous. Eventually, going to do something that's to the most high.
Yep.
No matter what. That's why these nations can't be saved because they're gonna go off in the kingdom. Like you said, even when we be in power, they're still gonna go off.
Yeah.
That's the judgment comes in.
You see what he said? Yeah, we see Cuban with the
Yeah.
So it's like, no. But the reason why they don't have the reason why people can just kind of look at this as like whatever, because we don't have the power.
Yeah.
So they kind of look at it as like, yeah, what they're saying is true, but who really gives a fuck? I mean, life.
You know, threat, basically. You know,
So it's like, yeah, what they're saying is true, but okay.
Now what?
Yeah.
Now what?
You know what? Fuck you all Israelites.
Yeah. I'm saying, look, that's kind of
that's the demeanor they have. That's the demeanor. Okay, so what?
They ain't the kingdom.
What's going to change?
That's why we need you. Because that's when they gonna be like,
Yeah.
send that nigga to the spirit. I'm gonna have to call him in for the spirit. Put the spirit back in.
Yeah. We should end it on that.
That's a ball tight.
You can see on his face. You can see on the rock face too. You see on his face too. He's like, you were the first one in line. You were the first one in line too.
That's funny.
It's about to be the first one in line too.
Whoa, the show.
Yeah, Con. So, yeah, you know, I mean, you know, spirit goes where the spirit goes, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's all about doing the work of Yahweh Shai and not of our own. You know, I mean, you know, you have to constantly stay humble in this thing, do the work. Yes, the end season and out of season, because very soon the season that we're in will cause for the famine of the world, will cause for Jacob's trouble, will cause for all types of calamities, you know. 2026 is on the horizon and it will be worse than 2025.
That's,
you know, so you got to stay locked in. You got to, you know, constantly endure until the end, you know, because we're not saved out of this.
it's on the beginning. You know, so it's just like what you were saying.
All right. So, you know, at the
Those are kind of movie shit. Oh, no, they definitely get no.
Get out there and get it.
It's a car. It's a car. Like you said, for Oculus, he don't play.
yeah, that's right. I thought it was a deck of cards.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was some free food bus for some free food.
Right. Right, you know, but at the end of the day, it's all about doing the work of Yahweh Shai, like I said, and not of our own. So, brothers, we just face the east as we close out. Give all praise, glory, and honor to some on the city apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.
Shalom. I thought we really had some food too.
Why would they?